Welcome, everybody, to a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video today. And this week sees the release of a very highly anticipated solo movie from a very beloved Avenger, Black Widow, hitting store shelves finally. It's about damn time. Indeed it is, along with the animated comedy sequel, Boss Baby, Family Business. A little 4K upgrade love this week with the 1994 period piece crime drama Shawshank Redemption, and Scream Factory is releasing a collector's edition Blu-ray release of the 1982 horror classic, Alone in the Dark. Plus much more. So let's go see the deals, exclusives, and we are at our first location, Walmart. So let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody, we are in at Walmart, and holy shit, goddamn, man, I was literally coming in here for weeks. No new releases out. This week, they proved me wrong. God damn it, they actually proved me wrong. Holy shit. I knew eventually one of these weeks they were going to prove me wrong, man. And this week, they just happened to do it. How crazy is that, man? Jeez, if you wait long enough, Walmart will prove you wrong. Not always, but on occasion, they happen to surprise, and this time they definitely did, man. Not bad at all. We got the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray digital of Black Widow for $29.96, the Blu-ray digital for $24.96, and the DVD only for $19.96. I kind of like this. So it's the same cover on these two, but it's slightly different on this one. I like that. But you want to know what I like even more, guys? Seriously? Is that this comes with a red Blu-ray case. That is cool. Man, I love when they do that with different releases. Put a different color case on it. There's something about it that makes it a little bit more unique than just your average Blu-ray release that I really appreciate, man. I really honestly do, man. They've done it before. Like, they did a red Blu-ray case for, I believe it was Avengers Age of Ultron. They did it for, which was really cool. And I know they did a green Blu-ray case for a limited edition run of The Incredible Hulk, if I'm not mistaken. They have done it a time or two, but it's nice to see them doing it again. I wish they do it more often, man, because this is awesome. Oh, I love that so much. That is cool, man. Now, I got a chance to watch this in the movie theater with John, Bob, Van, and myself, and I got to admit, man, we were anticipating watching this movie. Now, it was supposed to come out over a year ago, and with the COVID-19 pandemic, it just turned everything upside down and crazy. There were so many different release dates for this movie, and then those got shelved, and then it was like, oh, it might be an only on Disney Plus release, then it might be an only in theater thing, and then it was like a combination of both. So whether you watched it on Disney Plus or whether you watched it in the movie theaters, you did have options eventually once they decided to release the damn thing. Now, the deal about it is that it was at one point really highly anticipated. And over time, that anticipation died down more and more and more. And by the time it got released, I think people were kind of like, I don't want to say over it, but they just wanted the damn thing released at this point. And I think some of the hype had died down, but people were still wanting to watch it because of Black Widow herself. That was something people really wanted to watch, because people have loved that character for a long time. And I mean, introduced back in the Iron Man 2 days, way back, baby. She's been a crucial but yet small part of the MCU over the course of its run. And a lot of people have always been wanting a Black Widow movie. And better late than never, I guess. I mean, spoiler alert, the character's dead. So, I mean, it's about damn time, don't you think? But people were definitely anticipating it and wanting to see what her story was. You had gotten hints of it through other films like Ultron and whatnot, but you wanted to see more. You wanted to see the whole enchilada, and here you finally get it. And I got to admit, man, The movie is really, really good. It's a solid movie. I mean, it's not the best MCU movie of all time, and unfortunately, it's not. I would almost rank it as maybe, even if you wanted to classify it, maybe as Phase 1 Marvel, or maybe even a little bit of Phase 2. It's got some really great backstory with Black Widow. I mean, mind you, it apes off of movies like La Femme Nikita or Red Sparrow, which have done it previously, and probably, honestly, have done it better. But I like MCU's spin on it. Spin on the idea of being a Russian agent, a Russian spy, being manipulated, and how her past comes back to haunt her. And I like how it's sort of nestled between a couple of movies where you get to still see her solo adventure, but it doesn't really ruin the timeline of events or anything. At least I don't really think it does. I mean, the action is really solid here. Some amazing stunts with Scarlett Johansson. Some amazing like aerial sequences. A great sequence at like the prison when they're trying to free one of their colleagues. A really great sequence with like the big bad that is in his evil lair up in the clouds. Like some weird, crazy like Bond, like Dr. Evil shit, but it works, and it works for the movie, and I kind of appreciated that, man. I mean, Scarlett Johansson is as good as ever here. She's charming, she's badass, she's sexy, she's everything you want her to be, and I think all the new players here are just as good too, man. I mean, whether it's Yelena or the Red Guardian, you name it, I think they're really great additions to the MCU mythology, and I really hope to see them back at some point. The movie is not the most revelatory MCU film of all time. It's not like it breaks new ground for the MCU, or that it's the most action-packed or revealing film within the franchise. But you do get some really great breadcrumbs here of storylines and character interactions that I'm hoping they continue with, because as much as this is a solo film, you do want some of this stuff to continue on with the franchise. You do want some of these threads to keep on going, that the movie doesn't feel just like fluff for the sake of being fluff. And I don't think it is, but only time will tell to really prove that. But I think the movie's fun. I think it's adventurous, and I think it's kick-ass, and I think it's everything that I wanted from a Black Widow movie. It's not perfect. Not really. I mean, Taskmaster, anybody? I mean, look, I wasn't too bothered by the Taskmaster thing, but I can see why it would piss a lot of people off. I could see it, because, you know, it doesn't exactly adhere straight to the comic books, and I know people were really angry about that. But again, if you're up for a fun time finally seeing this side character who's been a very crucial part of the series finally get her own movie, I honestly think it was worth the wait. I really do. It's not perfect. It's not, I think, going to be in anybody's like top MCU films of all time. It's certainly not in mine, but it's not even close to being the worst. So I think it's an average MCU film, which I think is elevated by great action sequences and a great performance by Scarlett Johansson. I think it's pretty damn kick-ass, and as an MCU lover, I instantly think it's worth your time. They also have Boss Baby Family Business, the 4K Blu-ray digital for $27.96, the Blu-ray DVD digital for $22.96. Very nice, man. I'm liking this. More new release love by Walmart. Man, why can't they do this all the damn time? Seriously, man. Oh, brother. You know what? I was not really wanting to watch this. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of like, do I really gotta watch this damn thing? I mean, the first Boss Baby is not a bad movie. It has a lot of fun to it, and I did enjoy it, but it's not exactly a movie that I would go back to all the time. Fun as it is, it's not really my thing. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, oh, God, a Boss Baby sequel, really? But I braved it. I did it. And I did it mainly for you guys, man, because I wanted to check it out, to give you guys my honest thoughts. But do you want to know the surprise thing that ended up happening, guys? I was so blown away by how good this movie is. I'm serious. I went in with the most lowest of low expectations, man. I did not expect jack squat from this movie. Seriously. And it proved me all kinds of wrong, man. I mean, basically, the boss baby himself and his brother, they're all grown up, and the brother's kid is now taken over for like the whole like baby corp thing, and has an adventure for the two brothers and turns them back into little kids in order to infiltrate this evil genius's plan for world domination. And it just sort of spins from there, man. And man, did I really dig this movie. I thought it was fun. I thought the jokes were really humorous. It's really colorful and vibrant, and you could see how kids are really gonna dig this movie in a big bad way. And there's a certain amount of grown-up humor, parent humor, certain type of nostalgia that would definitely have grown-ups smiling and enjoying what they're watching. It's not just a movie that's basically just for kids. And those are the type of movies that I don't always love. Like something like Peter Rabbit. Peter Rabbit, at the end of the day, is not great. It's not exactly terrible, but it's mainly a kid's thing. It's not really for grown-ups. Grown-ups would have to suffer through the film, but kids would really enjoy it. Where something like this, parents will enjoy this movie. They'll get a kick out of this along with the kids, so I think the whole family can enjoy this movie. I think the animation is really incredibly well done. I think the voice acting is phenomenal here. I love the evil genius. I love the way Jeff Goldblum plays him. I think he's awesome here. Like, whoever thought like you would want Jeff Goldblum as an evil genius, but now I really want him like all the time as an evil genius trying to take over little kids. Like, there's something about that I really love and really appreciate, man. I just do. I gotta tell you, man, I walked into this movie really hesitant. I walked into this movie thinking, my God, do I really have to suffer through this? And truth be told, I had a blast with this movie. I absolutely had a blast. I laughed. I think the movie is heartwarming. I think it has a really great message about kids and their parents and brotherly love. I think it has so much really great stuff in it that it really surprised me. Kids are going to enjoy this. Grown-ups are going to enjoy this. It's going to be a really great time that you have with the family, and it fits really well with the first film. Actually, probably even better. This does not feel like a cash grab to me. It really does not, guys. And honestly, yes, the first movie was successful, and I understand that they were eventually going to make another movie because, you know, that first movie made a lot of money, so of course they're going to come back to it. But where something like Peter Rabbit 2 feels like a cash grab, they didn't really care about what they were doing with it. They just wanted to get it out there to the masses. Boss Baby Family Business actually feels like a movie that belongs with the first film, and it feels like they actually cared about the story and cared about the characters and wanted to tell a really great tale. And they pulled it off. This is a total surprise, but a really pleasant one, and I can't believe I'm saying it. It's really well worth your time. Seriously. They also have the Blu-ray digital of the 2-movie collection of Boss Baby and Boss Baby Family Business for $29.96 and the DVD for $24.96. And again, I gotta admit, man, this would make a really great double feature for the kids. Both movies are solid. I think this is a really great animated sequel, and I think it just makes the first film even better. Crazy enough to think about that, but it really is true, man. I mean, they have that. Spirit Untamed the movie. They do have that in finally as well. They also have Zack Snyder's Justice League. Well, a week behind schedule, but they finally have it, guys. And again, man, this movie literally surprised the hell out of me. I think this is the direction that DC needs to go in. This is the Justice League that the fans have been waiting for and anticipating and finally got. And it's unfortunate that DC is not going to go ahead with this universe. I think it's a real damn shame. This is the movie that fans wanted, and it delivers in spades. It really does. So much better character moments, plot, action sequences. It really pays off if you're a DC fan and have stuck around for a long time through the trials and tribulations and the ups and downs. This movie is absolutely worth it. We'll see where DC goes from here, but the fact that they're not going to go with this world, I think it's a mistake. I really do, guys. Really, really do indeed. What a great comic book movie. Awesome comic book movie, man. And then they also have Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms, which is an amazing Mortal Kombat animated movie. Fantastic. Fits right in with Scorpion's Revenge. And as far as I'm concerned, Mortal Kombat needs to make more animated movies, because the animated movies kick so much ass, man. Way better than the live action stuff. Crazy to think about that, but it really is true, man. This beats the hell out of that stuff. Amazing. Absolutely. That is awesome. They also finally end up having In the Heights, the Blu-ray digital and the DVD digital. And I got to admit, man, this was a really pleasant surprise for me. I mean, I'm a fan of musicals. I love a lot of them, whether it's Rocky Horror or Chicago, Sweeney Todd, Sound of Music, you name it. I've watched a shitload of them. Moulin Rouge. And this movie belongs with the classics. It really does. And I think in about 10 to 20 years' time, we're going to put it there. I really do, man. The songs are infectious. The dancing is impressive. The acting is really well done. The story is very timely. Great movie that deserves a hell of a lot more praise than it's gotten, man. Fantastic movie. Fantastic indeed, man. And my God, they actually have a lot of physical media out this week. Man, are they okay here at Walmart? Are they catching a cold and having a fever? Who knows, but hope they catch more of it. Let's see if they got anything else. And then over in this side section, guys, a lot of the same stuff that I saw the previous week, but they do have Great White and The Getaway. Very nice. They finally have these two indie films out. Not bad at all, man. Again, Great White was an alright shark movie, very average at best, but again, if you've seen Jaws, if you've seen The Shallows, Open Water, you name it, it's not like this movie breaks any new ground exactly, but it's got some good shark moments to it, put it that way. It's not terrible. It is better than 47 Meters Down, though, which is pretty easy to pull off, ain't gonna lie, man. They do have that, and The Getaway, which, by the way, is a really great character drama thriller. It's not a revenge movie or anything, which the cover really suggests, but it's a really good character drama piece with some decent action sequences mixed in, but really fantastic, man. And honestly, I can say this about this movie, it's one of the only movies where I can actually stand Olivia Munn. Crazy, but it really is the truth, man. Not bad overall, but if you're looking for a lot of Frank Grillo love, look elsewhere, because you're not going to find that. But man, really great performances and a solid little character piece. Not bad at all, man. Of course, they have those really terrible Echo Bridge ones as well. Of course, they still have those. Those don't look to be selling. But they seem to still have some decent physical media over on this side. Not half bad. Oh, and this is wicked cool, guys. Yes, they finally have it out, man. Oh, you know it's fall when all the horror goodies come out. You definitely do, man. This is awesome. I love this time of year, man. I love this shit so much, man. Oh, so good, man. Halloween is coming very soon, baby. And it definitely looks that way. Oh, that's so awesome. That is so cool, man. God, we got some cool stuff with some cool new slipcovers, baby. We got the Phantasm 5-film collection. Oh, cool. So cool. Look at that. Oh, so nice, man. God, with the tall man. Boy. Oh, man. I love the Phantasm series. I am a huge fan of the Phantasm series. Well, I'm not a huge fan of the fifth one, Ravager. It's not really a great Phantasm movie, to be fair, man. But the other four, I fucking love, man. I think it's a great series that Don Coscarelli created, this weird, horrific world of little demonic demons and this tall man that's taking over towns and turning people into zombies and weird creatures, and then the fight that Mike and Reggie take to the tall man. Oh my god, I love Mike. Reggie is fucking awesome. Reggie Bannister, man, I've met him so many times, and what an awesome dude that guy is. He is so great. I love the characters, I love the personalities, I love like every single film Reggie is trying to get laid and miserably failing. Like, I love that shit. It's so great, man, of a horror series. A lot of other series get a lot more love, but man, the fans that really love Phantasm really love it. And man, if you have not dived into Phantasm, man, what a really great time to do so. Fucking awesome, man. Love, love, love that shit. Oh, they also have some Jeepers Creepers love. Yes. Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. The most scary stylish horror movie I've seen in years. Oh, from Clive Barker, huh? Seriously. No kidding. I do love the first two Jeepers Creepers movies. Okay, the third one, not gonna lie, kind of sucks ass. Okay, it ain't that good. But the first two are really great, man. They're creepy, they're atmospheric, one hell of a really great new iconic horror monster that I just love, man. I think the first two movies are really genius, just how the creeper is and how you slowly get to find out more about the creeper, whether it's the powers that he has or the weaponry that he possesses. I always love that stuff, man, and I just love how he comes out every 23 years for 23 days and eats as many people as he possibly can, man. I love it. Dude, you could like cut this guy's head off and it'll fucking grow back, man. I love that shit, man. It's really genius and clever, and I love them. Yes, the director himself is a creep. Let's be real here. He is a creeper himself, man, and that guy is what he is. Okay, let's be real. But the movies themselves are really, really great, and I know they're doing a fourth film. I've heard rumors, at least. There's no trailer, there's nothing out there exactly, but I've heard rumors that there is a fourth film coming. I think this is a franchise that can continue on and on, man. I mean, I think this has a lot of really great potential. I just think that they haven't really done as much with it as they should. But it's a great, iconic horror monster that definitely deserves a lot more love and a lot more movies than what this character has gotten. And I hope the fourth one is successful, because if it is, I'd love to see more. The Creeper is a really, really genuinely scary horror villain that you're just fascinated by. And I'm just hoping the fascination continues, because the Creeper definitely deserves it. Oh, yes. Chucky, the complete 7-movie collection. That little evil bastard. Oh, don't fuck with the Chuck. God damn right, man, you don't fuck with him. Oh, man, dude, I love Chucky so much, man. I think Chucky's one of the best horror icons of all time, man. And I dare you to prove me wrong, man. I think he's funny, he's terrifying, and you just love seeing him kill people. There's something entertaining and devious about it that I just love watching, man. I just love the personality of this guy and how the character's grown over the years, man. I just love it. I love the horror element mixed with the comedy, and I think this is one of the series that does it really perfectly. I think it has, man, and I love most of these movies. I think my least favorite Chucky movie is probably Seed of Chucky. It's probably my least favorite. Maybe takes the comedy a little too overboard, but I still enjoy moments to it. I think my favorites are definitely Bride of Chucky. I love the shit out of Bride of Chucky, man, and I love Curse. I think Curse is amazing. Of course, you can't beat the original Child's Play either, man. That movie's the tits. I think all of them are awesome. What the hell am I talking about? But I just love it. I love, the characters of Tiffany, and I love how the franchise has grown, where Andy has come back and certain characters from the past have reemerged. And the fact that the series is still going on. We're getting a TV show, and I hear that maybe future movies again. I mean, you know what? I appreciate this series because there's not many horror franchises from the old days that are still continuing to this day with the original characters and continuing that long story arc. And Chucky has done it, and I give Chucky so much credit in the world, man. Chucky's entertaining as hell, and I'll keep watching them if they keep making them. I just love that evil bastard. I just won't ever let him into my own house. Other people can fuck with the Chuck. I know better. Oh, they do have Halloween 2018, 40 years later. Very nice. Of course, they kind of had to do this because with the new movie coming out very soon, it would kind of be a no-brainer to actually put this out, kind of get the hype going. You know what I mean, guys? I got to admit, man, looking back a few years now on this movie, it is a good Halloween movie. I don't consider it a great Halloween movie. There is some good kills in there, some good atmosphere. I love seeing Jamie Lee Curtis back in here. Anytime that Laurie comes back, I'm just a huge fan of it, man. And she was perfect to come back for this. And I love the fact that they continue it from the first movie, and the idea that she's continued to be terrorized, and she always knew that he would come back, and the night that he does, she's going to be ready for him. And I really enjoyed this for the most part. I think there's better Halloween movies out there, but I appreciate what they were trying to go for. I don't know if it's perfect, but they tried, and I do give them credit for it, man. But I am really looking forward to Halloween Kills, and if the rumors are true, how brutal it is, man, the body count is going to be fucking high, man. That is for damn sure. Man, that is great that they have that, man. That is awesome. Ooh, speaking of more Halloween love, they also have Halloween 2 and Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Great double feature. I love that, man. Oh, love it. Oh, man. You know, I know that Halloween erased all the other sequels and just went after the first film, but I really love Halloween 2, man. And I know some people don't like it because of the whole Michael Myers, Laurie Strode connection, that it's the sister-brother thing. But I never really had a problem with that. I never really did, man. I always thought it was kind of cool, and it explained a lot of why he kept on coming back to go after her. And I love the idea of the hospital and how he's stalking her and all these victims. I think it's a really good sequel. I really do. Not perfect, but as far as a great continuation of the franchise, I think it's really solid, man. And Halloween 3, oh my god, Season of the Witch is great. It seriously is, man. I mean, it should never have been called Halloween 3. Okay, I know Carpenter was sick and tired of Michael Myers, and he wanted to do something different and unique and get away from it, and people were just pissed that Michael Myers wasn't in the damn thing. But I think if you take all that away and just watch it as a separate entity from the Halloween series, as a standalone Halloween type of movie, man, it succeeds as hell, man. Tom Atkins is amazing here. I love, like, Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Like, I love that Silver Shamrock. Yeah, I love that, man. It's creepy. It's sinister. I love the idea of what this dude is doing to kids when they put on the mask, man. My God, all types of fucking weird and gross. It's great, man. It really, honestly is. And, you know, yes, pissed off that it's not Michael Myers, but it's still a fucking awesome movie, man. And God, it is one of those great Halloween type of movies that is perfect during this time of year. Truly is, man. What an awesome flick, man. That is awesome. Awesome indeed, man. Love that. As well as loving A Nightmare on Elm Street, the 8 film collection. Ooh. Look at that really suave, good-looking motherfucker. Oh, well, his face kind of looks like a pizza, but a really horrific, suave-looking pizza. Indeed it does, man. Oh, my God. Ah, Nightmare on Elm Street, man. I gotta tell you, Freddy Krueger is my favorite horror villain of all time. He is my favorite one. He beats out Jason. He beats out Michael. He beats out Chucky. He beats out the tall man. Freddy is my guy, man. He always has been, because I was terrified of Freddy from the get-go. I was fucking terrified of him, man. I mean, that dude gave me nightmares. I think actually he gave most people nightmares. I ain't gonna lie, man. He really did. And my mother had to remind me over and over again, it's just an actor. It's just in makeup. It's not real. And she had to remind me constantly, because I was just losing my shit. He was that effective to me. And Robert Englund is amazing as Freddy Krueger, man. And most of the series I really love, man. I mean, A Nightmare on Elm Street is amazing. I happen to really love Freddy's Revenge. I know it's cheesy as shit and kind of ridiculous and over the top, but I happen to enjoy it for that. But there is some really great scary Freddy sequences in there, man. I do really love that one. Dream Warriors is amazing. The Dream Warriors, I don't wanna dream no more. I love that shit, man. I mean, the Dream Master is really cool. I love that. The Dream Child, yes, not a great Freddy movie, but still really effective. I really loved the character of Alice in there, man. I think she's a good foil for him. And then this is where we kind of get into, I think, the lesser of the movies. I'm not a huge fan of Freddy's Dead. I think Freddy's Dead, honestly, out of all the franchise, is the worst. I really do, man. I just didn't really think that it worked. They were going for the 3D, which was not really that effective. And yes, Freddy was getting campy anyways, but this movie sort of went overboard with it. Didn't really care for that. I do enjoy Wes Craven's New Nightmare, but it doesn't really fit within the rest of the franchise. It's sort of a different thing. It was sort of meta before he redid meta with Scream, so it kind of was a different thing, but I appreciate what he was trying to go for, and it's not a bad movie, all things considered, but I really do like Freddy vs. Jason, man. Freddy vs. Jason is the shit, man. I love that. You know, back in the day, being a horror fanboy, how I was, and I love the genre, Freddy versus Jason, this big mega battle, it was like an event to go see the movie, and it was amazing. I love Freddy versus Jason so much, man. I think it's a great movie, man, and one of the best versus movies as far as a horror franchise is concerned. Fantastic, dude. I'm just kind of glad that they don't have the remake in here, because my God, talk about a movie that is literally dog shit. That is a terrible movie, man. I'm so glad that that's not in this, man. You can at least rest easy knowing that you don't have to have that shit in your collection, man. But honestly, yeah, Freddy's a little ridiculous. He's over the top, cracks a lot of jokes, but man, when he's terrifying, that motherfucker is terrifying, and man, that dude will haunt your dreams, and it's well worth it. They also have the 4-movie collection of The Purge. Not bad. Purge, Purge Anarchy, Purge Election Year, and The First Purge. Alright. I mean, I'm kind of a fan of the Purge franchise. I mean, the first Purge never really floated my boat, but the Purge Anarchy and Election Year, I think, are solid horror films. Just completely crazy and ridiculous, over-the-top kills and craziness that happens in that movie. Fantastic. The first Purge, not as good, but has its moments. It's an alright horror franchise, but not exactly perfect either. But if you're looking for a crazy, wild, over-the-top anarchy, The Purge has you covered. Not bad at all. They also have Beetlejuice, too. Nice. Michael Keaton, love it, man, love it. I don't know if I would call this like an outright horror film exactly, but if you want to call it a horror comedy, I wouldn't blame you. It is a really great movie, though, man, and as an old school fan of Beetlejuice from back in the day, this movie was the tits, man. It really was. Michael Keaton was so effective. He was funny. You laughed at him, but yet you were kind of creeped out and freaked out by him a little bit. You're like, okay, you're funny, but how about you stay over there and stay the fuck away from me? And let me tell you something. I think he made kids all over the world anticipate saying Beetlejuice that many times, and yet afraid of it at the same time, man. I love this movie. Great performances are awesome, and man, when Michael Keaton really does a role, he does a role, and this one's perfect, man. It really is. Oh, and look what we have here. A little Stranger's Love. Killer 2 movie collection. Nice. The Strangers and the Strangers Pray at Night. You know what, man? I'm not gonna lie. I really love that first movie, The Strangers. I think it's creepy as fuck. I think it is terrifying, man. And the fact that that shit can really happen, man. The fact that people can dress up and terrorize you in your own house, man. And I just love the explanation to it. Like, they ask him, like, why are you doing this? And the simple explanation is, you were home. That's it. That's goddamn terrifying to me, guys. The fact that there's not this big explanation of, well, you wronged me back when I was 12 years old or some shit. Like, no, it's simply that these people just wanted to terrorize somebody and kill people, and you opened the door. That was it. Man, that explanation, man, sent chills down my spine, man. It really did. That is an awesome, awesome film, man. One of the best home invasion films of all time, dare I say, man. Pray at Night is good. I think it has moments where I really love it, but I don't really think it's nearly as effective as the first Strangers movie is. It kind of felt like they wanted to make a sequel because the first one was so popular, and they figured that the popularity could translate to another really effective horror experience. But I don't know if it really did. It's got moments where it's really creepy, but I think it just doesn't have the same sort of feeling that the first Strangers does. It has moments where it really is a cool horror experience, but as far as matching the first film, I think it really fails, though. But not terrible, but not up to the same standards, put it that way. And they have that. They also have, the Conjuring 2 film collection and the Conjuring 6 film collection. So they have this one that has the Conjuring and the Conjuring 2. Okay, so they didn't include the Conjuring 3 in this little set. Good. I like both of these movies, but I think the Conjuring is a better film overall, though, than the second one. Good horror experiences, though, and the creep factor is definitely high on them. Not bad at all. They also, with this collection, they have all 3 of the Annabelle movies, The Nun, and 2 of the Conjuring films. Okay. Not bad. I mean, out of these, The Conjuring is really good. Conjuring 2 is not terrible. And out of the Annabelle movies, I think my favorite of the Annabelle ones is Annabelle Creation. I think that one's really good, man. Creation, I think, is really well done, man, and actually kind of scary. The other ones, not really great. I didn't really dig them all that much. They're not terrible, but I thought they could have been a hell of a lot better, man. The Conjuring universe has its ups and downs, put it that way, man. More downs than ups, but when it has its ups, it is really good, though. So, give them credit when they do things right. Put it that way, man. I mean, they have that. They also have the Annabelle 3 film collection as well, which, Chucky can beat the shit out of her. Just saying, guys. Whoa, we all float down here, Georgie. With the 2 film collection, man, of It. Yeah, this is the newer films, yep. It and It Chapter 2, man. I gotta tell you, I really love these 2 films. Yes, It Chapter 1 is much stronger than It Chapter 2. I will completely agree with every single one of you guys out there. It is absolutely the stronger film. But I love them grown up and still being terrified by this, and the idea that they have to learn to overcome their fears in order to defeat him. It's not perfect, but I appreciate it, man. I think the first one is just better because it's always more scarier when kids are terrified. It just really is. There's something about it that's really genuine and scary because how kids are vulnerable, and this movie definitely takes advantage of that. I just think Pennywise is such a fascinating villain. And there's something about clowns, man. Just is something about fucking clowns that just gets under your goddamn skin, man. And Pennywise is one of the perfect examples of that. Really is fucking amazing, man. Man, really is great. Oh, they also have Stephen King's It as well, the old school one, man. Yes. Your every fear all in one deadly enemy. Yes. Oh, man, the old school one. I mean, this is the one that I grew up with, man. I grew up with Tim Curry as Pennywise. And Pennywise, man, this iteration scared the living shit out of me, guys. It did, man. Tim Curry was so good as Pennywise. It really was. But, you know, all of the characters, man, and it was just a really great experience back in the day. It's not a perfect movie by any means because they try to crunch such a big entire book into one like TV miniseries event, and I don't know if they really perfected, but there was something about Tim Curry that really got under your skin as this character. And I think if you take anything away from the TV miniseries, it's him as this character, man. It's not perfect and it has a lot of flaws to it, and I do think, especially when it comes to the kid one, I think this one, especially the first film, is better. But the fact that you grow up with it, there's a certain amount of nostalgia with it that I'll always appreciate and I'll always love. Maybe nowadays it comes off as cheesy, but back in the day, man, this was some scary shit. The Shining and Dr. Sleep. Yes, the two film collections, that baby. Man, do I love both of these movies. I mean, The Shining is a classic, okay? Everything that has been said about it is all true. It's such an effective and creepy and atmospheric and downright nightmarish horror film, man. It really is. And Stanley Kubrick was perfect for this, man. He took Stephen King's book and really adapted it into such a terrifying movie, man. So amazing. But you want to know what really surprised me was Dr. Sleep. I remember when Dr. Sleep was coming out and how much everybody was like, dude, this movie has such a fucking impossible task to try to be the sequel to The Shining, to Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Oh my God, man. Like, the amount of pressure that was on this movie was so intense. And it delivered. It delivered in spades. How crazy is that, man? I mean, I would have never thought in a million years that a sequel to The Shining many, many, many years later, decades later, and it would be as effective and an equal to The Shining. That is crazy to even think, but it really is the truth, man. It was just amazing, the fact that Mike Flanagan was bold enough to do this, and he pulled it off, and it was utterly fantastic, man. It really honestly was. Ewan McGregor is amazing here, and it's just a really great homage, not only to Stephen King's world of horror, but also to The Shining. It's a great movie that pays homage to The Shining, but yet really tells a great in-depth story that is a great continuation. Man, what a really awesome film that this is, man. What a hell of a surprise, man. That is absolutely amazing. Love the shit out of that, man. And as far as Final Destination is concerned, Final Destination is a decent horror series. There is problems with it, though. There is. I mean, I really do love the first Final Destination movie. I think the first Final Destination movie is really great. That whole, like, plane sequence where they're all killed, like, that shit, man. Like, you did not want to go on a fucking airplane, dude. Like, no lie, man. I thought it was a really good horror film for the time it came out. And I really do love Final Destination 2. I think some of the kills in Final Destination 2, man, it just ups the ante. And that whole highway sequence with the logs, man, every time that I am in back of a truck that has, like, equipment on it or logs, you name it, man, I speed the fuck up and get away from it. You have no idea, man. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that shit. We ain't dying today, motherfucker. Like, that's for damn sure. Oh, man. I mean, the third one had its moments, too. Like, I like the roller coaster stuff, but outside of that, the kills were okay. The fourth one had its moments. It was decent. The fifth one had a cool twist to it. I don't know. Like, I think the more the series went on, there is some cool kill ideas, but the characters were kind of annoying and you kind of wanted people to get killed. I like a movie where you actually root for the characters. if if you just want characters to die, I don't know, there's something about that. Yeah, it's satisfying at times, but you don't really feel for the kills as much. That's just my experience. But again, Final Destination is cool. If you're looking for really great creative kills, I mean, Final Destination is pretty cool. Not gonna lie, man. Now, when I think of horror, I don't actually think of Godzilla vs. Kong. Do you? Yeah, not really, man. I don't really think of GVK as like a horror movie. Not really, right? Well, I guess they don't really give a shit that they did it anyways, man. I mean, you've got Godzilla v Kong, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and Kong Skull Island. I mean, they're always forgetting the 2014 Godzilla movie. They're always forgetting that one, man. I don't know why. Like, it is part of the franchise, though, right? They're always forgetting it, man. They've done these 3-movie collections where they always forget that Godzilla remake. I don't know why, man. They just completely have like Alzheimer's and forget about that shit. Who the fuck knows, man? But I mean, they're okay movies, but horror? I don't think so. I mean, just saying, man. I mean, they got the Tremors stuff, but no slipcover on that. But again, Tremors franchise is cool just for Burt Gummer kicking Tremor ass alone, man. Some of the movies are complete and utter dog shit, ain't gonna lie, man. But, you know, see some cool Tremors and some cool kills, sure, why not, man? I mean, they have that. They also have the 5-movie collection of Jurassic World. Ah, yes. In time next year for the new one that's going to be coming out. Yes. Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic World, and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now, I have sort of a love-hate relationship with the Jurassic World franchise. I do, because the Jurassic Park is amazing. That first Jurassic Park film is revolutionary. It still stands the test of time to this day, man. I still love that. The Lost World, I am a fan of The Lost World. I know a lot of people shit on that movie, but I love it. I love Jeff Goldblum here playing more of an action hero. I love sort of going to the island and they have to go against these hunters. I've always loved that. And the sequence with like the baby T-Rex and the T-Rex coming after them is really fantastic, man. I've always loved that. Jurassic Park 3, I mean, Jurassic Park 3 gets shit on a lot, but I happen to really like it. I mean, it's not the best. I mean, 1 and 2 is definitely so much better, but I love sort of a lot of the sequences with the dinosaurs, especially the pterodactyl. Like, the pterodactyl stuff is fantastic. I mean, as far as, like, utilizing one of the dinosaurs, like, they utilize the pterodactyl in some really cool ways in that film, man. Not the best, but it has its moments. But honestly, Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I've never been a fan of them. I know, it's kind of weird, right? Because you would think I would love that, but it just kind of feels like those movies are aping off of other ideas in the previous films. Like, Jurassic World just feels like a lame attempt at making a new age version of Jurassic Park. And Jurassic Park is so much better. And Fallen Kingdom kind of takes the idea of, like, Lost World and doesn't do it nearly as well as Steven Spielberg. I mean, give him credit for trying, but I don't know. I enjoy the earlier films. I know I'm probably in the minority on that, but just saying, man. I mean, as far as the third film is concerned, I'll watch it. And you get to see Chris Pratt look badass with dinosaurs around him. And who can really beat that? I mean, come on. Jaws. Oh, man. I'd say a dentist really needs to look at the teeth, but something tells me that he'd see much more than just that, man. The film that still makes audiences afraid to go in the water. Damn right, man. Shit. So some people were afraid to go in the goddamn toilet. You kidding me? Oh, man. Jaws is so good, man. Absolutely classic, amazing, wonderful. I love the shit out of Jaws. It deserves all the love that it does. One classic as hell horror film, that is for damn sure, man. Love the shit out of that one. That is amazing. Oh, but you gotta say another thing that's amazing is Critters, baby. Holy shit, Critters? Get out of here, man. Oh, look at those chompers. Doesn't beat Jaws per se, but they can do some pretty good damage. Just saying, man. Oh, man. Critters, Critters 2, Critters 3, and Critters 4 in space. Yes. I really love the Critters franchise, man. I really do. There's something kind of cool about these weird furballs from outer space, man. Just really weird, man. Like, you think they're kind of cute and cuddly, and then they start to, like, eat you alive, man. My God, it's terrifying. And you're like, God, I really hope this shit is not real in space, because if it is, we are so fucked, man. My God, we are beyond fucked. Lord, man, we wouldn't know what to do with these motherfuckers. But I just really love it, man. I love the aliens who, like, imitate the look of people. I love that shit. And the weird, like, sci-fi horror comedy aspects to the movies. There's something about it that was a weird combo, but it worked for the movies. It's not always, like, perfected in the best way sometimes, but I appreciate it. I mean, the first two movies are really good. The third and fourth ones, they are kind of cheesy and they are ridiculous. I mean, basically it's critters in an apartment complex, which, you know, terrifies the shit out of me because I'm in an apartment complex. And if the critters ever came to my apartment, well, I hate to say it, guys, but you'd probably get no more videos. Sad but true. Critters would eat my ass. Well, that's depending if they like kosher. Maybe. They could be turned off. It is kind of salty, ain't gonna lie. However, Leonardo DiCaprio is in Critters 3, so there is something kind of charming about that. Like, wait a minute. Like, Leonardo DiCaprio? Titanic Leonardo DiCaprio is in Critters 3? Yeah. Crazy and weird to think, but he is actually pretty good in it, though. And Critters 4 in outer space, man, I love that shit. It is cheesy, but there's something about being in outer space that just takes a franchise to the next ridiculous level, and Critters had to go there eventually, man. I mean, they are from outer space, so it kind of makes sense that they would make a Critters in space movie. I know a lot of people don't like it, but there's a certain kind of weird B-movie charm that I kind of appreciate with that. It's not a perfect franchise. It's kind of cheesy and ridiculous, but god damn do I love these weird furballs. I really do. Oh, they do have the Amityville Horror 3 film collection. That's not bad. Now that's an iconic house, man. Terrifying as shit. I wouldn't live there. I don't care how much you fucking pay me, but iconic as hell, man. Nice. The Amityville Horror, Amityville 2 The Possession, and, oh, the Amityville remake, not bad. The first Amityville movie is really great, man. I mean, Brolin and Margot Kidder together, that's a great combo, man, and they were awesome. I love the imagery there. Like, there's one moment where, like, Margot Kidder looks upstairs, and there's, like, this weird, like, imagery of these eyes, like, these beady red eyes just staring at her, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, just crazy nightmarish imagery in that, man, that I really love, man. Not a perfect movie, but I love Rod Steiger, and it's such a really great movie, man. Amityville 2 The Possession is not nearly as good as the first movie, but it's got its moments. And the remake, see, it's another one of those horror remakes that is not terrible, but it's not nearly as effective as the first one. It goes way more over the top and way more crazy hijinks and, you know, big stuff coming at you and big bombastic endings. And sometimes you want a little bit more quiet, creepy aspect to it. And that movie has moments to it, but not nearly as good as the original. However, it's kind of cool to see Ryan Reynolds going completely batshit crazy, though. So there is that, man. So, I mean, they have made so many Amityville movies. It's kind of hard to keep track of them, man. And I got to tell you, some of them don't barely even connect to the franchise. It's just really the namesake for it. I mean, the Amityville franchise is okay, all things considered, but there's only really a few good movies within the whole Amityville series, and the rest are kind of like pale imitations. But then again, you can say that about most franchises, so Amityville just tends to stick with the actual trend of it. And this is another series that, when I think of horror, not exactly the one I think of. I mean, it's more horror than, say, Godzilla and Kong, but still, really? I don't know, man. It's got some cool horror elements in there. I mean, I've always loved The Mummy, and I've always loved The Mummy Returns, man. There's something about those sort of pulpy, universal monster movies that I've always really appreciated. And this sort of takes that and sort of spins it into a more like modern take, and I've always really liked that. I mean, those first two films are great. Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, I never really loved, man. I mean, it's not a bad film, but like Jet Li playing a sort of, you know, Asian mummy come back from the grave to attack people. I mean, I love Brendan Fraser, but I mean, seriously, a mummified Jet Li versus Brendan Fraser, I'm taking the mummified Jet Li. I'm just saying, guys. I don't know about you, man. It's not really horror, though. Elements, but when you think of scary films, do you really think of The Mummy? I don't know, man. They got that. They also have the Gremlins 2 film collection, and this is definitely horror, man. Horror comedy, but horror nonetheless, man. Gremlins and Gremlins the New Batch, man. I love both of these movies. I love them equally. I mean, the first Gremlins is so cool. The idea of these weird little like evil creatures that come from the back of the little cute Mogwai, and they just wreak havoc over this town, man. There's something about that's devious and sinister about it that I've always appreciated, man. And I just love how they terrify and they scare the shit out of people, but not only do that, but how sort of like fish out of water they are, like when they're in the movie theater and shit and causing all kinds of havoc and eating the popcorn and going ape shit. Like, there's something about that I've always really appreciated and loved, man. Weird, quirky, but has some really scary elements to it that I've always really loved, man. I mean, Gremlins 2, The New Batch, that is a movie that is so... Talk about a movie that is so over the top. Like, it takes the idea of that first Gremlins movie and basically puts it on acid and steroids. And it's just so crazy. Instead of like a town, it's like an entire like high-rise building that they're taking over, man. And like the Gremlins are more eccentric and weird and crazy. Like, there's like an electrified gremlin. There's like a really smart one that's almost like as smart as Albert Einstein and shit. There's like a female one that like looks oddly hot. And I'm not gonna lie, if I had a few drinks in me, I might wake up next to it. Don't judge me, folks. I mean, it was kind of very weird and crazy, man, but I've always really loved it. I just loved how they really took the idea and the premise, and they just went so over the top and madcap with it, and I kind of think that was the only way to really go with it. It's not as iconic as the first Gremlins movie, but damn is it fun. It's really fun, man, and I love that whole sequence where the Gremlins are in the movie theater, and they're disrupting the movie, and like Hulk Hogan and stuff like brother, shut up, we're trying to watch the movie, brother, and everything, and he just gets on the Gremlin's ass, man. I just love it, and then the movie restarts. I think it's fucking awesome, man. God damn it, it's so great. Jesus, it's just so crazy and wild. And you think, how the hell would they have ever come up with this shit, man? But you gotta love the fact that they have these kind of weird and crazy, devious minds that come up with this type of shit, man. I love Gremlins, man. It's some great shit. They also have the Frankenstein, the Complete Legacy Collection, and the Creature from the Black Lagoon Legacy Collection as well. Nice. Oh, man. Old Universal Monster love, man. You gotta appreciate that, man. Now, I gotta tell you, my mother, she is a huge fan of Frankenstein, man. She really is. She loves Frankenstein, or she used to call him Frankie. Oh, man, she loves Frankenstein so much. I remember when I was a kid, and she would always sort of chase me around the house, acting like Frankenstein. She's like, she would always do that, and it would terrify me, man. Oh, those are the old days, man. I love that stuff, man. God, Frankenstein, old school, 1931, man. Shit. and it still holds up to this day, man. I mean, Bride of Frankenstein I love, Son of Frankenstein, some of the other ones like Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein is fantastic. Okay, that's fucking awesome. Some of the other ones, not so much, but like the early Frankenstein stuff is still really effective to this day, man. And what an iconic movie villain. And Boris Karloff, man, what an amazing fucking actor, man. Amazing, dude. Talk about a character that deserves all the praise that he gets. That is for damn sure, man. One cool ass dead guy. That's for damn sure. And then the Creature from the Black Lagoon. I really love the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Actually, all three of those movies I really appreciate, man. 1954 started it all, man. I really love it. And the sequels, one of the sequels has a blink and you'll miss it role from Clint Eastwood, if I'm not mistaken. A really young Clint Eastwood, dude. I was like, wow, he's in there? Holy shit. Yeah, man, crazy. But I've always loved the Creature, man. This misunderstood person that, you know, is always terrifying people. And of course, you always have the girl like, you know, and of course, you know, the you know, macho guy has to save her from the evil creature. I've always sort of loved this movie, man. It's cheesy and it's never as iconic as Dracula or Frankenstein or The Mummy, but I still think it deserves a lot of love, man. I really do. Not as perfect as the other Universal monsters, but I think kind of underrated, to be honest with you. And lastly, we're also seeing the DC Swamp Thing, the complete series. Not bad, man. I'm liking that with the green. Cool. I mean, I don't know if I exactly 100% associate it with horror, but I gotta admit, it's a really great series. The complete first season, the only one they ever made, man. I remember I had heard so many bad things about it, that they had so many issues on the set, and the costumes were not really working the way they wanted them to, and there was trouble with the actors and producers and tax credit shit. There was all kinds of problems, man. And when I finally watched the series, I was like, oh my god, I don't know what the fuck I'm in for. And I was so pleasantly surprised, man. What a great atmospheric, unique take on an unlikely superhero. It really is very fascinating, man. And I love the design of Swamp Thing. I thought it was creepy and really effective, very lived in. I really like it. I love the swamp setting, really great atmosphere there, very atmospheric, really wonderful. I love the other creatures and monstrosities in the show. It's a really great, dark, dramatic tale that it kind of sucks that it didn't go any further, because I remember it premiering on CW and got huge ratings, and then nothing, and it just kind of died, and that really sucks, man. They really missed the boat on this, man. I mean, I love the old school Swamp Thing movies, like the first couple of ones, like the one with Adrian Barbeau, which is really great, man. Cheesy, ridiculous, but I really like it. This one is more dark of a tale than anything else, much more mature, but man, this was a great direction that they really took Swamp Thing in, and man, I just missed the boat on it. I hope they do more with Swamp Thing, because what a really cool character that is very underutilized, man, but really cool. I hope they do more with that. Not bad, man. Not bad at all. Very interesting, man, and very interesting new horror slipcovers. Oh my god, man, you definitely know it is the fall when they get some really unique horror slipcovers in. God, man, I really do love this time of year. Oh, so awesome. Can't wait to see more down the line. Not bad at all this week. Walmart actually pulled through. Who'd have thunk? Let's head out. Just when I thought I was out, Walmart pulls me back in. God damn it, man. They actually came through this week. Holy shit, they really did, man. New release love. They finally got out the other media that, of course, they should have put out already, but there's a ton of media out. They also have some indie love, and they have all those great horror slipcovers. Oh, man. I really do, and I seriously mean this, man. This time of year is my favorite time of year, because we get to see great shit like that I love showing off, man. I love that shit, man, to the nth degree. That is some awesome stuff, man. Boy, man, Walmart did it, dude. They actually put some shit out, and they actually had the physical media love. Why can't they do this every single week? Man, if only. Then again, it's not a perfect world. I only wish it was. Oh, man, do I wish it was. But this week, you gotta give it up for Walmart, because they definitely delivered on the physical media love this week. That is for damn sure. Well, can't say they'll do it next week, but hey, could we see 2 weeks in a row? Tune in to find out. We just might, but, well, we'll have to wait until then. But in the meantime, boy, we saw a lot of really great media this time, and let's hope for more physical media love ahead. All right, everybody, we are at our second location, Target. But before I go in, I want to talk to you guys about something. So, I keep on hearing about Dune, and how Dune is supposed to be hugely anticipated and hugely profitable, this big blockbuster of a movie. And I don't know about you, I can't wait to see it. I think it could be really cool. But have you noticed something, that Dune is not just supposed to be maybe one movie. It's supposed to be many movies, an entire franchise per se. And it all hinges on HBO Max? Let's talk about it. So, I heard this story from Variety, which is basically that a sequel to Denis Villeneuve's Dune all depends on if it's widely embraced by HBO Max subscribers. That people watch it on HBO Max. That's how Warner Brothers will know whether a sequel will happen. What? Seriously? Yes, it is the truth, guys. So, this movie cost $165 million. Now, that doesn't count promoting and all that jazz. So, when you put all that in, it's pretty close to $200 million all in. It pretty damn close. And it's going to have both an HBO Max release on top of in the theaters, simultaneously together. Now, Denis Villeneuve has basically been promised that the reduced box office, because of the pandemic or because of people watching on HBO Max, will not be a factor in them either doing a sequel or not. It will be based on if enough interest has been made from the film by HBO Max. So it's combined with both HBO Max and the box office together. Both of those things will determine whether you get a part 2 of Dune or not. And look, why is this happening? Why? And the thing I keep on coming back to is the streaming wars. I always say this. Begun. The streaming wars have. Yoda's not wrong. Okay? Look, all I'm saying is that streaming platforms are very profitable. Extremely profitable to these companies. Very much so. So much, actually, that they will determine a franchise's future over whether it is embraced widely by the actual streaming. That is crazy, but we are now here, guys. I mean, Dune looks epic. It looks big and sprawling, and it looks like Denis Villeneuve's vision is astounding. And I can't wait to watch it. But where will you watch it? Will you watch it in a movie theater? Or will you watch it on streaming? Now that Warner Brothers says, look, if it is widely embraced on HBO Max, if we get enough views from HBO Max, it is a potential that we could go ahead with a second film. So do you see it on the big, sprawling screen, or do you see it on your smaller screen? Or maybe both. I don't know. This is a tough thing. Look, I am always up for a really great sci-fi sprawling blockbuster adventure. And this looks right up my alley. And I love the potential for Dune. And Denis Villeneuve seems like somebody who has a vision and wants to see that vision through and do sequels. And he's willing to do it. He's willing to go there and do it. Some directors are like, well, you know, we'll renegotiate a contract. No, Denis Villeneuve has said, look, I want to come back and do more Dune. So he's already on board with doing it. He is already on board in a big, bad way. So now Warner Brothers just has to see the interest in the film in order to make a second film happen. But in order to do that, streaming is the way that they are determining the future of this franchise. Is that good? Is that bad? Well, it doesn't matter because that's the future of where we are seeing Hollywood going. That is where it's happening, guys. I mean, streaming is becoming so important that they no longer, well, that's not true. They're not completely not caring about the box office anymore, but the box office is not the primary thing anymore. Well, box office, yes, but we have to combine box office with the streaming capabilities because, again, these streaming companies are too big to fail. There has been so much money put into these streaming platforms by all these companies, whether it's Disney, Warner Brothers, Universal, you name it. They have put so much time, so much effort, so much money into these ventures that they need for them to succeed. And in order for them to do that, they continue to have to put the content out there for people to get. And if the interest is not there, then Warner Brothers says, well, why would we continue to invest in a second film if it's not going to be profitable on both ends of the spectrum? It usually used to be just the box office. That usually used to be the be-all, end-all. Now, that's not the case. And think about this. Even if they get a sequel, right? What happens in 2-3 years' time? Will the box office be even relevant at this point? Or is it just going to be all streaming? Because the way they're talking about it is like, hey, we need this to be profitable through streaming. Because they see streaming as the future, whereas they see box office and movie theaters as the past that is slowly becoming a dinosaur. I'm kind of curious as to what you guys think about this. I mean, I hope the movie succeeds. I want the movie to succeed. It looks amazing. And I want it to, just for the fact of Denis Villeneuve's vision coming to life. I would love to see it. But at the end of the day, the fact that it's determined by the views on HBO Max, that's crazy to me, man. We have entered a new phase where box office is not as mighty as we might have thought it to be. I'm kind of curious as to what you guys think about this. Definitely let me know. It is fascinating, man, how times are changing. It really is, man. Definitely let me know your thoughts. In the meantime, there is a decent physical media week out there. Walmart actually kind of proved it for the first time in ages. What will Target do? Guess we'll just have to find out. All right, everybody. We are in at Target. And man, does the new release love continue, man. I'm telling ya. Stores are doing pretty well so far this week. Not half bad at all. I'm definitely liking what Target is bringing. And they continue to do it every single week. And this week, no exception. Me likey, baby. Me likey indeed. Let's dive in, shall we? Well, the first thing I'm seeing is Marvel Studios' Black Widow. The Blu-ray digital for $24.99. They did have the DVD, but that is all sold out. They do, however, have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray digital for $29.99. And let's not forget a little Target exclusive love. The 4K Blu-ray digital for $34.99 includes limited edition filmmaker book. And let's look at this bad boy. Oh, that is nice. That is sweet. That definitely is, man. A slight variation on some of the other covers, but I'm definitely digging it. Not bad. And on the inside, oh, look at that. Cool. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. With the booklet and the imagery and on the inside, the different image. Oh, that's sweet. I'm liking that. That is pretty damn cool, man. Not gonna lie. When Target does an exclusive, they definitely do it. And this one looks pretty cherry. Not gonna lie, man. Not gonna lie at all. That's pretty damn cool. Now, I wanted to give a little bit of love to ScarJo, to Scarlett Johansson, baby. I have to, because I have really dug Scarlett Johansson, man, over the years. I really have. The first film that I ever noticed Scarlett Johansson in, well, actually, it was a long, long time ago. It was in North. You remember that movie? She was in that. Yeah, North with Elijah Wood. Blast from the past, but it really is true, man. She was in that movie. Then she was also in Just Cause with Sean Connery and Lawrence Fishburne. Do you remember that old school one? Yeah, you didn't think she was in there. Oh, yeah, she definitely is. I mean, she's been in so many wonderful movies over the years. I mean, whether it's been like We Bought a Zoo or Match Point, Vicky Cristina Barcelona, The Chef, Lost in Translation, and many, many more. Don John, which is really great. Her, she's fantastic in her as the voice. She is really, really good as an actress, man. And when she commits to a role, she really commits to a role. I mean, then again, she's not perfect. Home Alone 3, anybody? I know people like Home Alone 3, but I'm like, seriously, man? People really like that? Okay, fine, whatever. But that franchise has seen better days. But sure, whatever. She needed a paycheck. But overall, though, she is a really, really fantastic actress, and she does a really great job in everything she's done. I mean, when she commits, as I said, she commits Under the Skin, anybody? Oh my God, if you've ever seen that movie, you see a whole nother side of Scarlett Johansson, man. More like the Mr. Skin side, okay? Yowzers. My God, man, she's done so many great things. She's such a capable actress. She can play drama, she can play comedy, she can play action. She's so good in everything she does. She's incredibly beautiful, but on top of that, she's incredibly talented. And man, that is a 1-2 punch that not every actress can really possess. And she does it in spades. She is amazing, man. And I gotta give Scarlett Johansson a lot of credit for even taking a role like this. And it sounds weird to say that, guys, but it really is the truth. And the reason why is because, think about it like this. If you're Scarlett Johansson, you are a big up-and-coming actress. You've done a lot of really great roles. Hollywood really wants you. Filmmakers want you to be in their movies. You're high profile. And Marvel and Kevin Feige come to you and they say, we want you for this role. Not even a big star-studded role, more of like a side role, if anything. And we want you to commit to this multi-film contract, this long arc that we promise that we have for you. And when it comes to Hollywood, promises tend to become broken promises. And so she's got to trust Marvel and Kevin Feige more than they really have to trust her, because they want her for this role. And she's got to commit to this multi-year arc, many movies where she hasn't seen any scripts. She doesn't know if, they're even going to be good. The filmmakers involved, she has no idea. She has to put a lot of trust into this cinematic universe, into this franchise, that it's going to benefit her as much as she's going to benefit them. That's a risk. That's a big, huge, gigantic risk. And sometimes those risks don't pay off. They really don't. And this one did. And she just had to have a lot of faith that it was going to work out in her favor. And it did. I mean, she doesn't have the biggest role among the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And they put a lot on her. I mean, whether it's the immense action that they gave her, certain amount of exposition that she needs to say, and she, in a lot of ways, has to be the wingman for a lot of other heroes. It's not easy to ask of anybody. And she took the role with blind faith, and it paid off in spades, and God bless her for doing it, man. And I think this movie is a testament to her faith in Marvel, to her faith in taking this role, because it paid off in a big bad way, and she really has become a crucial part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that now you can't even really see that cinematic universe without her. You really can't. And it's a testament to her acting ability, and it's a testament to Kevin Feige and knowing how to use her in the right ways, and he definitely did. It's a phenomenal movie, a really good film. Not the best MCU, but again, I wasn't expecting it to be. I was expecting it to be really action-packed and a really great story that dived into her as a character, and it did. And she was amazing, and give her a lot of credit, because Marvel, I think, overall, they did this character well, and I think they really respected Scarlett Johansson, and this is an actress that definitely deserves it. Ah, yes, of course Target would have the latest Bruce Willis straight to Blu-ray and DVD flick. Of course they would, man. Oh, Out of Death for $14.99. Oh, baby. Justice is a moving target. You don't say, huh? You don't say. Alright, so I got a chance to watch this thing on Amazon Prime, man, and God damn it, I don't know why I watched this. I really don't. I mean, we all know Bruce Willis now. We all know what shit Bruce Willis is doing, man. And God damn it, it's this hot straight to DVD Blu-ray garbage, man. Damn, I miss the days when Bruce Willis actually gave a shit. Like, I really do, man. God damn it. Jeez. But I figured, man, I'm nostalgic for the old days, and I always give Bruce Willis a chance, man. I probably shouldn't learn and know better, but you know what, man? I'm a glutton for punishment, so what the hell, man? So I figure, why not? And I watched this, and basically what it's about is this woman played by Jamie King. She ends up going on this hike, and her father had recently passed away, and she's doing this for her father, to try to prove her father wrong. And she gets caught up in seeing this sort of drug trade interaction between the cops and this shady guy gone terribly wrong. The cop kills the drug dealer, and the cop is trying to cover it up. She sees it, they see her, and basically she's on the run, and they're trying to catch her. And that's basically where this movie goes from there. Bruce Willis plays this former cop, retired, wife has died, and he's trying to sort of get his life back together, and he sort of runs into them, and basically them surviving against the cops in a lot of ways. And that's pretty much the nutshell of what you're getting here. And I gotta be honest, man, I gotta be real. The movie is honestly not terrible. All things considered, it's not. It's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, if you're looking for old school Bruce Willis badassness, shit, man, just watch the old shit. I mean, come on, man. If you're really expecting Bruce Willis nowadays to be the old badass he used to be, yeah, man, you're looking in the wrong place, bro. But to say the movie's terrible is not entirely wrong either, because there's some decent stuff in here. Jamie King is actually pretty good here. I kind of like her. Some of the action sequences in the woods, them trying to track her, I kind of enjoy. I like the seediness of the evil cops and how much of complete and utter douchebags they are, which I kind of appreciate. Complete scumbags, where you're like, you get why they're doing what they're doing, and they're even questioning it at times, but they just go with it because they have to. I mean, if they don't, they get caught, they lose their jobs, they go to jail, they possibly get killed. I mean, they have to do what they have to do to cover this shit up, and it's them sort of survival or be killed type of scenario, and I appreciated that. The movie has its problems, though. I mean, outside of Jamie King, some of the acting isn't great. It's kind of amateurish at times. I mean, Bruce Willis aside, that's a no-brainer, but some of the cops are a little like, at moments they're effective, and other moments it comes off as kind of laughable and amateurish and cheapish. I mean, sometimes it comes off as kind of goofy. And you're like, wait a minute, you're supposed to be intimidating. I would almost be like in the woods being like, wait a minute, come on, where's Ashton Kutcher? Where's that? Am I getting punked here? Like, what the fuck? Like, there are moments here where you're kind of like, come on, man, seriously? But sometimes they do pull it off. I will be real. Sometimes they kind of come off as trying to be intimidating, and I'm just kind of laughing my ass off. I mean, come on, man. Seriously? You're coming off as a lame, diehard villain ripoff. Then again, you're in a straight-to-DVD, Blu-ray Bruce Willis movie. Can't quite say I blame you. I mean, whatever. I mean, there's just some laughable sequences here. I mean, there's even moments where, like, the music is, like, this weird comedic hillbilly stuff. Like, it's like, and it just kind of plays while they're having these intense scenes of these cops trying to figure out where they are, and I'm like, is this meant to be funny? Is this what the intention was? Because that's a weird vibe, man. I don't know. This was a weird one. I mean, it's not terrible. It's an hour and a half time waster, if anything. I mean, the weird thing about this is that it just comes off as kind of slapdash and put together. From what I know, because of COVID-19 restrictions, they were only able to film this for like 9 days. I mean, this was really a fast-paced thing, and apparently with Bruce Willis, they were supposed to get him for 2 days of filming, and because of the COVID-19 stuff, he was only able to film for 1 day, and that really explains a lot. Like, when you're watching this, you're like, man, he's like going super fast with his scenes. It's almost like he doesn't really give a shit, and it's like, wait a minute, so they couldn't get him for 2 days even because of COVID-19? I mean, come on, let's be real. Bruce Willis really just was doing this shit for a paycheck. But then again, what isn't he doing for a paycheck nowadays? I mean, seriously, guys, I don't know, man. I mean, there's better, like, people on the run from the cops, you know, surviving the elements type of movies. There's better ones out there. If it's a rainy day and you don't have anything else to watch, and if you really went through all of Bruce Willis's catalog, man, find better shit. But if you can't, yeah, well, it's okay. Not really, but, you know, if there's nothing else, why the hell not? It's good to see the boss baby back in action. Indeed it is, with the 4K Blu-ray digital for $29.99, the Blu-ray DVD digital for $24.99, the DVD for $19.99. They also have that 2-movie collection set, Blu-ray digital for $32.99, but oh yes, we get to see yet another only at Target exclusive Blu-ray DVD digital for $26.99, and this one also comes with a filmmaker gallery book as well. Nice. I like that. Look at that on the inside there. Oh, that's cool. Nice. I like that. Not bad at all, man. Not any different artwork exactly. It's all really the same artwork. I would have liked to have seen something a little different, but I'll take it. Why not, man? I mean, it is a really good movie, though. And again, man, it surprised the shit out of me. It really did. And the voice acting is really solid here. I love the voice acting. As I said, man, Jeff Goldblum is awesome here. He really is, man. I enjoyed the hell out of him. And the thing about it is, animation has become a really big business, hasn't it? I mean, I'm serious. It really honestly has, man. I mean, it's become, especially with, like, the kids' animation has become almost like $1 billion industry, if not more, man. Every single year, so much content comes out. And it's interesting because I was talking to somebody here at Target, one of the employees, and they were telling me about, like, there was, like, an overseas strike for animators who was doing some of this stuff, and how they were basically not getting paid a lot, and the voice actors were getting paid a lot more, and they were getting really upset by it. I hadn't really heard about that, but apparently it had happened, and I don't blame them for doing that. I really don't blame them at all. And the reason why I say that is because if you really look at where the business has taken animation over the years, the voice actors get paid a shitload of money. I mean, I remember back in the day, during like the Shrek time where people were like, oh my God, Eddie Murphy voicing that, and Mike Myers and Cameron Diaz, and you get all these heavy hitters to do the voice acting, and how much money that these people are getting paid even back then, and now it's even more ridiculous. And the animators don't get paid as much money as you might think they do. And they're doing like slavish hours of trying to get this out, and the pressures that they're under, and it's quite intense, man. And like I said, the whole animation genre, especially for kids, again, has become such a huge, gigantic industry with so much content coming out every year that animation studios are under so much pressure than ever before, man, where all of these big stars, and again, these movies and these shows want to get these big actors in, these big stars, because again, when you're out promoting stuff, these big actors can use their social media and everything to promote it, and so they want to get those personalities on these films. But again, they cost so much money, and they only come in for a short amount of time, where the animators, man, they spend months, if not years, on these projects, and the money that they get paid, I wonder if that's ever going to change, if the animators are ever going to sort of turn the tables on the industry. I don't know if they ever will, because if they don't want to do it, they'll just get somebody else for cheaper labor in order to do it. But it just is kind of interesting to me. I mean, I love a movie like this, and I think it's really great. I think it's great for family, for adults, for kids. I think it's great for everybody. But it's just kind of interesting how the business has changed over the years, and how there's so much more of a demand for content, and so much more of a demand for sequels and more stuff for kids out there, and more studios making more content, that it becomes kind of interesting to look at the industry. And the more movies that are coming out means a lot more pressure on these animators, and the more pressure, is that really the best thing? I mean, we still get great content like Boss Baby Family Business that I really appreciate these animators going out of their way for, but at the end of the day, is it really worth it? I love the content, but we got to start thinking about that idea. What is more worth it? The voice acting personalities of these big actors, or the animators themselves? Kind of curious. I mean, again, I've loved so much great animation. Animation is becoming so much more sophisticated, and there is so much more amazing stuff coming out there, and the animation blows me away. But it's kind of interesting, the pressures that it kind of takes to get there. Kind of curious as to what you guys think about that. But the movie is amazing, though. As I said, I mean, I think the animation here is gorgeous. I love the story here, and I would really love for them to do a third film. I really do. And honestly, after seeing the first film, I was like, it's not bad. Not sure if I would see a sequel, but now after seeing it, I actually kind of want more. And I thought I'd never say that shit. Weird to say, but man, I really dug it. Can't say I dig all animated movies out there, but certain ones I really dig, and I really think are kind of cool. And this one, crazy enough, actually fit the bill. Oh, they actually have it. Seriously. Why? Oh no. Okay, guys, I gotta talk about this movie. They have Zola, the Blu-ray digital for $16.99, the DVD for $14.99. God damn it. Oh, okay. I gotta keep it together. God damn it. I gotta do it, man, because I could easily lose my shit over this movie. I'm not gonna lie, man. So I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and I don't exactly know why I watched this movie, in all honesty. And the reason why I say that is because, I mean, yeah, Riley Keough is good looking and beautiful, and, you know, she's in skimpy clothing and in a bikini, and okay, that kind of got me going a little bit. Sure, why not? But I remember seeing the trailers in the movie theater, right? And I remember seeing it, and I looked at the trailer and I'm like, this thing looks like a complete and utter mess of a movie. This wild, crazy adventure with really annoying people, and I'm like, I don't know if I would really want to watch this thing. And then it was coming out on physical this week, and I thought, well, maybe I should watch it so that I can talk about it, right? And man, do I regret every second of it. Oh, Jesus, I really do, man. So this movie is about Zola, okay? Played by Taylor Page, who meets Stephanie, played by Riley. And straight off the bat, not even a minute into meeting her, this chick is immediately annoying. And I am so serious, man. I mean, the way she talks grates on me. Seriously, just that alone. I don't know if I could stand being in the same room for hours with this chick. She's literally like, we gonna have fun, we gonna make some money. And I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I don't know if I want to spend a whole day with this chick. I mean, I'll sleep with her, but I would not want to even be in the same room for like days on end with this chick, because I would lose it. I would lose my shit. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie, man. And they exchange social media stuff, right? And not even a day, 24 hours, not even, Stephanie is hitting her up on her social medias, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, and says, hey, you know, there's an opportunity to make a lot of money stripping, and you want to come with us? You want to make some extra money? Come on, we gonna have a whole trip. And I'm like, oh man, if I was her, I would say no. You know what? You don't need it. You're good, girl. You don't need it. And you know what? She had to be stupid, complete and utter goddamn stranger, but guess what? She says yes. Oh, of course she says yes, and I've got to deal with this shit. Honey, you've made the wrong goddamn mistake, and she definitely did, man. And basically the movie is just about their crazy, wild adventures that they have. That's pretty much what it is, man. And I thought when I was going to watch this movie, I at least, at the very, very rock bottom least, I was hoping, hey, maybe it might be a cool little wild, crazy adventure with some, you know, hilarious moments and some quirky characters added in, and maybe it'll be kind of like a female version of The Hangover, right? Yeah, fine, at the very least. And man, was I so fucking wrong. God damn it. Oh man. I mean, as I was watching this, I was slowly realizing, excruciatingly, cringeworthy, eye-torturing inducing, I was realizing that what I was getting was anything but a really terrible descent into movie madness is what I was doing, guys, and it was really, really terrible. I mean, the problem with this movie, and there's many problems, right? But one of them is the fact that every single character here is incredibly unlikable one way or another. They're either complete and utter scumbags, they're complete idiots, or they make the most wildest, stupid decisions that are irredeemable. Then you're wondering, why are you even doing this? Like, why? What the fuck reason are you doing this? Like, that makes no sense. And you're just sitting there having to watch them making these idiotic choices and decisions and pretending like, oh, what wild fun they're having. No, it's just stupidity for stupidity's sake. And it really fucking pissed me off, man. Now, I can deal with despicable scumbag characters. I can from time to time, as long as there's a certain bit of likability that I'm able to go with, right? Just a little bit. Like, for instance, the Devil's Rejects. I mean, those characters, they do some really evil, horrific stuff, man. But they have a certain amount of charm and fun quality to them that you're okay with them doing the torture and the killings, right? You're like, they're terrible people, but come on, you gotta want to hang with them. as long as they don't like slice and dice your ass or wear your face. But seriously, man, I mean, you can go with certain things characters do as long as there's a certain bit of charm that they display from time to time. These characters, they don't do a single fucking thing that makes you like them in any fucking way. And I am dead fucking serious about that, guys. I mean, whether it's the pimp that... I mean, the pimp puts these women in uncompromising positions, does terrible things towards them. But again, you don't care about that. And you don't care about what happens or who this character is because they're not likable. I'm not saying that any pimp has to be likable, because I'm sure there's a lot of pimps out there that are frankly complete and utter douchebags, and this guy takes the cake. But again, if there was a certain amount of charm that he was displaying, maybe you might be able to swallow it a little bit more. I don't want to swallow anything this guy's giving me, okay? That's for goddamn sure. And even the boyfriend, like, Stephanie has this boyfriend, right? And he comes along on the trip, and they say to him, okay, we're going to do some things, go out and make some money. You stay at the motel room. Have a night of it, watch TV, chill out. We'll be back in the morning. And this guy is so sad and desperate and pathetic. I didn't know whether to laugh at the guy or cry with him. I'm like, dude, like, you need therapy in the biggest, baddest way, bro. I mean, oh my God, man. I mean, he's calling, he's texting her like crazy. Honey, baby, I need you, I want you, oh, I love you. And I'm like, dude, you need to get a fucking life. Like, I am serious. It was grating on my nerves, man. And this guy, multiple times in the film, almost gets them killed, captured, tortured, you name it. And it's like, at a certain point, I would have left his ass on the fucking sidewalk. Like, dude, get the fuck out of my car and you can walk back to wherever the fuck you came from, bro. I am serious, man. He was grating on my every single nerve. And the only reason why he's even with her, like, you're thinking to yourself, why is she with this guy? Why? I mean, this chick can get any kind of dude she can. Why this guy? And the only reason he's even with her is that she gives him sex and she's hot. And he's like, oh, well, I don't want to lose this piece of ass. And that's it. But if I was her, I would have gotten rid of his ass a long time ago. I mean, again, these people belong together because they're really despicable, sad, pathetic scumbags of human beings. Even Zola is. I mean, for a while you kind of like Zola, but I can't even give her a pass because she met up with a complete and utter stranger and went on a road trip she didn't even know what she was walking herself into. Honey, you got into this problem because of your own stupidity and naivety. And fuck you, honey. I mean, come on, man. I can't deal with these characters. I can't deal with them, man. It's just idiotic, stupid decisions. It's not stylish, it's not sexy, and it's not smart. That's for goddamn sure, man. I gotta tell you, there's certain movies out there that you expect the stupidity from because they're like spoof movies, right? And you're okay, I understand they're spoof movies and there's gonna be a certain amount of stupidity in them, and I guess you're able to go with that at times. Sometimes it grates on your every fucking nerve, but you go with it. Here, this was trying to be a straight up movie and trying to be some sort of a crazy wild adventure movie, and it just got to me in every way because I just couldn't stand these characters and I couldn't stand the things that were going on. There's moments when Riley Keough is in a hotel room having sex with random guys, and each of them come in and there's this whole montage of them having sex with her, like various guys coming in and undressing her and getting on top of her and doing stuff. And I'm like, man, I've seen some shit, man. I have seen, you know, some really bad pornos out there. I've seen shit that I am disgusted I even watched, dude. And like this took the cake. I was like, there were times when the guys were on top of her and they're like, and they're like doing stuff, and I'm like, man, oh my God, I'm like, I have never been more disgusted by Riley Keough taking her clothes off in any movie than I have this one, man. I'm like, my God, man, it just got under my skin. I was like, oh God, man, it really got to me, man. It was, Dad, I wanted to stop watching. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there was like a half hour into this movie I wanted to turn it off. I was ready, man. I was like, I don't want to deal with this. And I'm like, man, there's not many movies that I want to just give up on, but this one I wanted to. And I said to myself, I was like, you know what? I gotta keep on going because the subscribers want to know what this movie's about. I gotta do it, man. I gotta stand strong. I gotta stay tough. I'm gonna do this. And like 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, I'm like, man, I don't know if I can deal much more with this shit. Oh man, I'm like, I'm starting to lose it, man. And I just kept on going. And honestly, I kept on going for you guys. I really did, man. And by the time the movie ended, I was so pissed. Like, there's a moment in this movie where the boyfriend is so stupid. He loves her so much and is so obsessed with her that he's pissed off with everything she's doing. He tries to commit suicide and ends up actually going off of the railing onto the floor. Like, it was like 4 or 5 flights up, and he tries to commit suicide. And after watching this movie, I was like, damn, I think I want to go off my balcony. Like, fuck, I don't know if I want to continue living, man, if I gotta continue to watch movies like this piece of shit. Like, I'm like, damn, man, that was really bad. Oh, it was just a really terrible experience, man. And I never want to feel like that way ever again, man. It's movies like this that, man, makes me want to tear my fucking eyeballs out. Seriously. You see, this movie had a lot of potential, okay? And it had moments where you think to yourself, oh, it could have been like a cool little quirky adventure, like a movie by Harmony Korine or Larry Clark. It could have been kind of cool. And it feels at moments like they're trying to ape off of it, but they're failing in such a spectacular way. They really are, man. It's like a lame attempt at making a Harmony Korine film. And sometimes Harmony Korine films are a lame attempt at making a Larry Clark film. And you're like, what the fuck, man? It's just a vicious cycle of shit that just never ends, man. And this is one of them. I mean, I gotta be honest here. And I gotta apologize. I'm serious. I want to apologize to Little Fockers. I want to apologize to Meet the Blacks 2. I want to apologize to Tom and Jerry. I can't believe I'm saying this, guys. I want to apologize to Barb and Star. I want to apologize. I thought you guys were bad. I was ready to leave, walk out, stop the movie. I was ready to. But honestly, Zola, this fucking movie takes the motherfucking cake, man. I am serious. I have never seen this worse of a movie. It's just, the movie grates on your every single nerve at every single turn. None of the characters are ever likable in one instance or another. They're all annoying. They're all complete and utter scumbags. They make stupid decisions, and they're complete and utter idiots that deserve single thing that happens. And at the end of the movie, it's not like there's some big revelation that ends up like, oh, they've learned a lesson or some shit. No, they didn't learn shit, man. It doesn't even end the right way. It just, they pick up the boyfriend, he's bleeding from his head, and they're taking him to a fucking hospital, and that's it. And that's how it ends. It ends as stupid as it began. And the fact that this is a true story shocks the living shit out of me, man. There is literally people in the world that are like this. There's human beings that are this way. And if I ever meet a single one of them, man, I'm gonna run for the goddamn hills. I am serious. Man, this movie pissed me off in so many ways, man. Man. I mean, I expect stupidity from certain films. I expect me to hate certain films. But this movie, man, this movie took the cake and fucking ate it all, man. I'm telling you. I mean, honestly, $16.99, that is just way too fucking high for this movie, man. I mean, even me renting this movie on Amazon Prime, I regret paying that money, man. I like some of these actors. I like a quirky, wild, crazy adventure. But this movie, man, if you see this movie, please please just turn it off as soon as you can, man. I'm begging you. I'm trying to save you motherfuckers out there. This movie is terrible. It is truly, truly terrible. Things I fucking do for you guys. The motherfucking things I do for you. Man, I want my fucking money back, motherfucker. I want my money back and interest, god damn it. Fuck. This movie is the reason why I'm gonna need fucking therapist bills eventually. Man. It's this fucking movie. Apparently more animated goodness that came over to Target. Interesting. Molly of Denali. Molly and the Great One. I've never heard of this one. Peabody and TCA award-winning series. Ice Mountain. Prepare for the expedition. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Another interesting animated stuff for kids. PBS, huh? God, PBS. I forgot that PBS actually ended up doing animation. I think they did it years ago. What wasn't like Clifford, the Big Red Dog on PBS or something? I used to watch that decades ago, man. I think it was on PBS. I keep forgetting like PBS is still around at times. I'm not gonna lie, man, because it's like there's so much content out there and there's so many channels that sometimes PBS kind of gets swallowed up and I forget that they're even still around to this day, but I'm kind of glad they are, man. I'm kind of glad they're still doing content. That's interesting. Okay, they got that. They've also got Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog. What? A new Scooby-Doo adventure? Zoinks! I love that. Oh, that's cool. That's really great, man. 2 hounds are better than 1. Not bad. Scratching at the door. Scooby-Doo teams up first time with Courage the Cowardly Dog. I have never heard of Courage the Cowardly Dog. This is seriously a thing? Really? Okay. Strange object in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, the backwoods hometown. Soon the mysterious discovery puts them on the trail of giant cicadas. What the fuck? Wacky winged warriors. Fred, Zelma, Daphne, and Shaggy know that the job is too big for a fly swatter. No shit. God, those things are fucking huge. They'll need the help of the doggy duo. Double dog dare you. What? Seriously? Oh, man. I mean, I gotta admit, I love Scooby-Doo. I'm an old school Scooby-Doo fan from the animated stuff back in the day, man. I really am. And I'm kind of still happy to really see Scooby-Doo out there in the masses, man. I'm really happy to see it still being popular and they're still making original content. I'm so happy about that, man, because some stuff from my childhood, from way back in the day, it's kind of went the way of the dinosaur, and that kind of bums me, man. It really does. I'm like, that shit was so good, and now it's totally forgotten. And I'm kind of glad that Scooby-Doo is not forgotten. It's still around, man. I've never heard of Courage the Cowardly Dog, so that totally kind of stumps me. But, I mean, a new Scooby-Doo adventure? Who can really blame them for doing more? Scooby-Doo's awesome. Come on, man. It's good for kids of all ages. I mean, even adults with some old school nostalgia. Indeed it does, man. But Scooby-Doo against cicadas? You're gonna need a fly swatter as big as my goddamn head. If anybody can do it, it's Scooby. He just needs a lot of Scooby snacks. And a shit ton of weed. Then I'm seeing they have a little original limited series HBO love with Mayor of Easttown for $19.99. Nice. Not bad at all. Not bad indeed, man. A little Kate Winslet love. Come on, man. I love Kate Winslet. I mean, Titanic alone is awesome. And she's done so many wonderful projects since, man. She's a fantastic actress. Damn. Now, I got a chance to actually watch this with my girlfriend and her father. Yes, I did. A threesome watching a HBO limited series love. Yes. Well, they were very much interested and they wanted to watch it, so I just sort of hopped on board with the damn thing. And basically, it's about this detective who is trying to solve this murder of this teen girl. And the detective herself, played by Kate Winslet, she's just in such a depressive and lost mode, dealing with like family tragedy and a lot of drama around her, family issues, that she's dealing with her own demons on top of trying to solve this case that's very mysterious and there's many suspects. And it's basically just the series trying to deal with the mystery of who killed this teen girl, but also her trying to figure out her life and coming to an understanding with her own demons. It's a pretty solid limited series. I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, the acting here from everybody is phenomenal, led by Kate Winslet, and she shines in this. She truly does. I mean, how everybody shines in this. And I love the mystery and intrigue of trying to figure out who did it, because there's a lot of twists and turns here. Some that you see coming, some that you don't. I mean, I've seen a lot of these type of murder mystery movies, so if you've seen a lot of them, it's not that this show does anything exactly outside the box or completely different or something that will stun you, but they do add some elements here that make it more intriguing and more interesting than your average everyday sort of mundane murder mystery, that I really appreciate it. And when you find out who actually did it, no spoilers, because I'm not going to do that, guys, but it's really fascinating to find what somebody will do to protect their family and the psychology of that, and how a breakdown of a family happens. It's so fantastic and so phenomenal that I really love that. And I love the idea of the character drama stuff here as well. I think it's a pretty solid show. It's not a perfect limited series. I think there's been better HBO limited series, but it's not trying to go for anything supernatural or something way over the top. It's not trying to do that. It's just trying to tell a certain murder mystery and this character that has to go through the drama of that, and a town and a community that is absolutely devastated by this and how they need to come together. It's really fantastic. It's not bad at all, man, and I really appreciated that. I mean, my girlfriend loved it. She thought it was really fantastic, a really great character piece, and so did her dad. I mean, we enjoyed it. We thought it was a really, really good movie series with really great character interactions. And when you think of HBO limited series, I think they've sort of perfected that, haven't they? I mean, really good limited series that you might not love how every one of these limited series ends or how the story sort of wraps up, but HBO has done a really amazing job to do these great limited series with these wonderful actors, to get so much really great character drama and phenomenal acting from everybody. When you think of HBO, you think of amazing original content with a lot of expertise behind it and a lot of precision that they put into these, and a lot of thought that they do with the writing and the directing and the design of it. I mean, they put a lot of effort into their original content. They really do, and it's shined in previous years, and it continues to shine to this day, man. I mean, it's not the best HBO limited series of all time. I think there is better ones out there, but as far as a really great character drama piece, I think this one actually pulls it off. I really do. And man, Kate Winslet, dude. Kate Winslet is amazing. I mean, she's an actress that is no longer as high profile as she used to be, but when she does a performance, she does a performance, and she pulls this off in spades, man. Amazing. Truly, truly amazing. Just from her alone, man. Very much well worth it, man. Indeed. And man, some very interesting and unique stuff this time around. Not bad. Wonder if there's anything else. Into the depths of more Target media. Is there anything else worth showing off? I believe there is. Indeed I do. With the 4K Blu-ray digital of Shawshank Redemption. Oh, for $24.99. Yes. Shawshank, baby. Yes, this came out this week on 4K. little 4K upgrade love, and a movie that absolutely, and I mean absolutely, deserves it. This movie, man, God, this is an amazing film. Anyone who has ever watched this movie, man, they all say the same thing, and they ain't wrong. Okay, it is a fantastic, fantastic film, man. I mean, basically, it's about Andy, and he ends up going to prison, and basically it's just the trials and tribulations of him in prison and trying to escape, and the people that are trying to help him, and the people that are not exactly on his side, put it that way. It is such a great, not only a really great prison drama, but a really great character piece as well. My God, Tim Robbins is amazing here. Morgan Freeman is fantastic. Everybody does such an amazing job with this film. They really, really do, man. I mean, a story by Stephen King. Think about that for a second. I mean, really think about that, because when you think of Stephen King, you don't think of things like Shawshank Redemption. You think of horror. He is the master of horror. It, The Shining, Cujo, Christine, and many, many more. He is the horror specialist in a lot of ways. That's what people know him for, and rightfully so, man. They truly do. But it's stories like Shawshank Redemption, or even Stand By Me. My God, Stand By Me is amazing. The story and the movie, really fantastic. It just shows that he has more of a range than just being the horror guy, but he's sort of pinned down in that, and I can understand why, because he's that damn good at it. But he's in so many amazing things, kind of like even The Green Mile, which is a little bit more down Stephen King's rabbit hole, but still outside the box in a lot of ways, man. And directed by Frank Darabont. And Frank Darabont is such an amazing director, man, and writer, by the way. He helped write the 1980s remake of The Blob. He helped write one of the Nightmare on Elm Street films. I think it was part 3, The Dream Warriors. I think he did. Yeah, he's amazing, man, and he's directed so much wonderful stuff. I mean, he's directed The Green Mile, The Majestic, The Mist. He directed that. Oh my God, The Mist is fucking amazing, man. I just love the way they go about this movie, and the friendship between Morgan Freeman and Tim Robbins, and the difficulties of being in prison. I mean, prison is never easy anyways. I mean, God knows how many TV series and movies have shown it, but I think sometimes certain prison dramas go a little way over the top. I mean, as much as I love a show like Oz, or movies like Lock Up, which are amazing, I don't know if they show the true side of being in prison. I think Shawshank really does, especially for back in the day, man. And I just love that moment in the movie where he breaks free, and he's just putting his hands up, like for the first time in such a long time, that he can actually feel free and feel like, you know, he can actually be a human being again. And he's out of like those chains and away from this oppressive world. It's so fantastic and so amazing. And I'm so glad that this movie found love eventually, because it was kind of interesting, because Morgan Freeman has had so many interviews about it, and Tim Robbins, Frank, and everybody else have. When the movie originally came out, it bombed at the box office. It did not do that well at all, man. It tanked bad. And, you know, Morgan Freeman has come out and said, I think the problem with it was that it was hard for people to, like, remember the title of the movie. People kept on, well, people couldn't remember. It was a good movie. Yeah, what that name of that thing again? And I think a lot of people couldn't really, say the name right, and I don't think a lot of people were really interested in it. And if it wasn't like this type of horror thing from Stephen King, I don't think people were really all that interested. But I'm so glad that movies like this find a home eventually. And that's why I say why physical media is so important. Because it eventually came out on cable, and it came out on home video, and it found a whole new life outside of the theater, and I'm so glad for that. People finally found it and gave it the love and became a classic. We think of so many movies becoming a classic in the movie theaters, and we tend to forget that there's so many movies that failed that eventually became classics through home video. And Shawshank is one of those examples, man. Such an amazing movie, an amazing character piece, prison drama, a fantastic acting, directing, and the story is phenomenal, man. This is a movie that continues to deserve all the love that it gets, and rightfully so, man. Such a fantastic movie. If you have never seen Shawshank Redemption, and why haven't you? You really do. Every movie lover worth their weight in gold has to watch Shawshank Redemption at one point or another. It should definitely be required viewing. That is for damn sure, guys. Amazing. Oh my god, this movie is a goddamn classic, and deservedly so. That's for damn sure. Amazing, man. God, amazing indeed. And pretty damn good overall for Target, man. Talk about the physical media love. Definitely on display this week. Not bad. Let's head out. You know, I think it's safe to say, guys, that Target is becoming one of the hot spots for physical media as of late. And honestly, that's really fucking crazy to even think that that was even going to be a possibility, guys. But honestly, week in and week out, they continue to supply the physical media love. I can't say this is going to last forever. I mean, this is Target after all. Do you seriously think it's going to last forever, guys? Come on, I highly doubt it. But for the time being, you gotta love this, especially as a physical media fan. This is pretty damn sweet. It honestly is, man. So give Target all the credit in the world. They definitely showed a lot of love this week for physical media indeed, man. 4K upgrades, indie love, new releases, and exclusives. Target definitely brought it this week, and I am damn glad. Hell, they even are like doing cool things with like the toys as of recent. Look at this, man. Some really cool toys that they got. Man, old vintage stuff, man. Damn. Oh, even the Pops. Hell, they have the Gorn from Star Trek. How cool is that? They also, I noticed, had a new Dexter toy. Look at this. I didn't really know they were putting out Dexter toys. Dexter Morgan. Honestly, he kind of looks like a Sith Lord. He doesn't. He looks like someone like Palpatine is like training to take over Darth Vader's position. I'd be afraid if that was true, man. Like, seriously, Dexter is a Sith Lord? Man, that guy would fuck up so much shit, dude. Talk about like packets of blood vials. That guy, ooh. That's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. But Target is doing some really amazing shit as of late, man. Damn. And I thought I would never say that about Target, but they really are pretty damn good when it comes to the media as of late. They really are, man. And let's hope it continues, at least for as long as possible, man. I will take it. As a physical media fan, physical media lover, any physical media love is good physical media love. And Target, oh, they're doing it in a big bad way. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely did. Let's head to the next location for hopefully more physical media goodness. Hold up just a second, guys. Now, before we check out more new release love, which I always love showing off, I figured I wanted to go to one stop I haven't been to in just a little bit of time. You never know if I got any media that dropped my way, and if so, I gotta check it out. I so do! Anything that you guys send me is always worth showing off, and that being said, I think you guys know where we are, and that is none other than the post office, baby. Oh, you know how I love the post office. Any goodies that you guys send me is always worth it. Like a kid at Hanukkah. Come on, man. I don't know if I have anything, but I'm going to take the gamble. So how about we go in, see if I got anything. So now that I am in at the post office, did the gamble pay off coming inside to see whether I got any media? I had heard rumblings, maybe, kinda, sorta, there might be a package coming my way, so I figured, hey, why not take the gamble? So ultimately, did it really pay off? It kinda did. Ain't gonna lie, man. Nice. One little package in the mail, but a little package can always have a very big surprise. And any subscriber mail is great subscriber mail. Let's be real, guys. And this time around, I cannot wait to see what's in here. How about we go back to the car and see what goodies I got? All right, yeah. Looks like the P.O. box delivered. Just a little bit, guys. Very nice indeed. Not bad at all, man. A little P.O. box love definitely can go a long way. I'm very interested in this, that's for sure, man. Because, honestly, I wasn't sure whether I had anything. I know a subscriber was like, hey, I am sending something. It might come there soon at some point, but not sure when. So I was like, I'm going to take the gamble. Looks like it definitely paid off, man. Definitely paid off indeed. Let's open this sucker from Virginia. Magic Tomes. Not sure what this is. Let's see. What is inside here? Oh, what is this? I've heard of this one. Well, that's interesting. From the director of Pretty Woman and The Princess Diaries, Georgia Rule. Okay. Jane Fonda, Lindsay Lohan, Felicity Huffman. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. No, I'm okay with Lindsay Lohan. It's not the greatest, though, but, yeah, I kind of like her. It's all right. Oh, wow. I remember when this movie came out, and I'm not going to lie, I really had no interest to watch the movie. And it's not that I don't love a lot of people in here. I love Jane Fonda. I love a lot of her stuff. Felicity Huffman is a fantastic actress. And I love Gary Marshall, man. I mean, the guy did Pretty Woman, for Christ's sake. I mean, the guy has a lot of cred. He really does, man. I was just never really big on, like, Lindsay Lohan, and yeah, I was like, yeah, it would seem like a very heartfelt, romantic, has comedy elements to a type of movie. I was just never, but 3 generations of top actresses. Are we really putting Lindsay Lohan in the top actress category? Really? United in a film from director Gary Marshall. Redemption, freedom, forgiveness, unbreakable bonds of motherhood. Okay. From one very surprising summer, 3 different women are living under one roof and under one rule, Georgia's. Okay. That's interesting. Look, I love a good, great friendship, love story, female empowerment movie. I love a lot of that stuff. I love the old school stuff from back in the day, man. Like stuff like Terms of Endearment, which I really love. Steel Magnolias, which is fantastic. I mean, that's kind of stuff I love, man. I grew up with that stuff. My mother loved it. So in turn, I watched it. And I loved it just as equally as she did. So I'm not against a movie like this. I definitely am going to check it out, man. Interesting. Lindsay Lohan. Man, I liked Lindsay Lohan at one point, and she went down the rabbit hole of... Well, I don't even want to get into it, man. But you know what I'm talking about with Lindsay Lohan, man. Just crazy ridiculousness. This was when she was kind of at the top of her game. So I'm going to give it a look. I'm going to give it a chance, guys. You guys sent it to me, so I'm going to give it a look, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know who exactly sent it my way, though. Not sure who did. It just says Magic Tome. So, again, I don't know who sent it my way, but I do appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. I mean, not that I love Lindsay Lohan, but anything you guys send me, I do give it a chance regardless. You guys know that. So, I'm going to give it a go. Hesitant, but I'm gonna give it a chance because you guys went out of your way to send it to me. Good, bad, indifferent. I always give everything you guys send me a chance, and they always go in the collection. Maybe I don't always want them to, but they're going in the collection regardless, man. I'm gonna give it a chance because I trust anything you guys send me, even something with Lindsay Lohan. God help me. I'm sure it's a great movie, guys. I'm going to give it a chance. But thank you, whoever sent it my way. I really, truly appreciate it, man. I cannot wait to dive into it. And if you guys want to send anything the channel's way, movie-related goodness, care packages, posters, physical media, you name it, you can do that. The P.O. box is in the description below. You guys have said, hey, Seth, I kind of am interested to send you stuff. Where can I send it? And I created this P.O. box for each and every one of you guys. If you are interested to send me anything, it's not expected, but it is appreciated, and I really appreciate the love that you guys send me from time to time, even if it's Lindsay Lohan. I'll take it, guys. Trust me. All right, I'll give it a chance. I appreciate all the love that you guys have sent me so far, even including this one. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see what the P.O. Box produces next, guys. So, Lindsay Lohan now, but what will be next time? Well, you have to just wait to find out. But in the meantime, there is more physical media to check out, so let's head to find more media. All right, everybody, we are at our third location, the second Walmart. I'm going to go in and check out if there's any interesting indie titles worth showing off. If there is, I will bring it back to FilmFan108HU to show it off to each and every one of you. But before I do that, I got to talk about a trailer with you guys. Now, this trailer, highly anticipated. Movie, highly anticipated. And I hope you're ready for a revisit. It's time to feed your head. Feed your head. Feed your head. Oh, with the Matrix resurrections. Then I know what you guys are saying. God damn it, does he have to sing? Yes. God damn it, I do. Okay. Yes. Matrix Resurrections. Yes, indeed. Boy, man, didn't think I'd ever see another revisit to the Matrix. Man, I must be living in the fucking Matrix. Holy shit. Okay, guys, so let me take you back to 1999. Oh, yeah, 1999. You remember 1999, right? You know, new Will Smith album drops, the fear of Y2K, and the first Matrix movie. Yes, everybody was very hyped on Star Wars Episode 1, and rightfully so, and Matrix sort of came in and was this sleeper movie that no one expected, and it really just took everybody by storm and surprised everybody on how imaginative it was, and the martial arts sequences, and just a very visionary experience that was like the total opposite of what episode 1 was. And it just really blew everyone away. It blew me away. And I love the movie. Still to this day, I love it. And everybody always wanted more. Like, that movie was such an experience. It was like a drug. You wanted more of the Matrix world. And it made so much money that eventually we were going to get sequels. And we did. Summer of 2003, if I'm not mistaken. The same year that X-Men 2 came out, Matrix Reloaded came out. And if you were to have asked me back then what was my more anticipated movie, it was Matrix Reloaded. Looking back on it now, X2 is the far better movie. Far better. I remember going into the movie theater with Bob, and we were so hyped for this movie. And at the end of the movie, when we left the theater, we were like, it's not bad. It's okay. And the more we saw it, the more we were like, oh, I don't know about this movie, man. And it just kind of fell by the wayside over time. And a lot of people were disappointed by it. And there's a lot of disappointing aspects to that movie, man. And it just, compared to the first Matrix, man, that was a real letdown. Then that winter, Matrix Revolutions came out. And I think Revolutions is a better movie than Reloaded is. But unfortunately, at that point, everyone had the bad taste of Reloaded in their mouths. And unfortunately, the movie didn't really make a lot of money. And it's not really a great movie in general anyways. I mean, it's a pale comparison. Both of them are a pale comparison to the first film. They ended it, but they always kind of kept a door open for the possibility that there's more to come, maybe, in the future. But with the disappointing box office and people really hating on the films, I never thought we'd ever see a revisit to this Matrix world. Maybe in an animation form, maybe in a video game form, but never in another movie. Man, did I underestimate Hollywood. I really did, man. Because here we go, man, with Matrix Resurrections. And when I heard they were making it, that Keanu Reeves was coming back to this, and Carrie-Anne Moss, I was like thinking, man, really? It just kind of baffled me. I'm like, what are they going to do here that is going to excite me for a fourth revisit into the Matrix world? And it's an interesting trailer because basically Keanu Reeves in this movie plays Neo, I'm assuming another version of Neo, and he's remembering the past of everything that has happened, and he thinks it's these weird dreams or it's a past life, and slowly but surely he's realizing that he's not actually crazy, that this actually happened. And all these people who are unplugged from the Matrix are trying to get him back. Maybe there's another prophecy where he's supposed to save them again, or you know, rid the world of the Matrix for good. I really don't know. They don't outright say it, but the idea that Carrie-Anne Moss is here, the idea that they have powers, the idea that these people are still trying to break free from the Matrix, and it's the struggle between light and dark, good and bad, and who will ultimately win in the end. That's sort of where I'm getting from the trailer. Again, it doesn't really explain the plot itself, but just has like cool action sequences, slow-mo, shit blowing up, and a whole lot of that green squiggly shit. A whole lot of that, man. Look, man, I'm kind of hyped for the movie just from the simple fact of I want to see where a fourth movie would go with the Matrix series, man. Because what's great about the Matrix is that technically it's a computer program. So in a lot of ways, you could always revisit it. There's always new versions of the Matrix coming out, and you could always do something new and interesting with the premise. And I kind of think that in some ways, it's perfect for the time that we're living in now. And I mean that because with cell phones and, you know, our heads are buried in technology so much that it kind of is actually the perfect time to make this movie again. And in some ways, The Matrix was so far ahead of itself that now the next movie is sort of catching up to where it always predicted the world to be. And that's kind of fascinating to me. It really is, man. And, you know, look, I always love Keanu Reeves, man. It's just kind of weird here because I'm looking at the trailer and I'm like, man, he looks like John Wick. Like, I'm just thinking, like, did John Wick get trapped in the Matrix or some shit? Like, what? It's just kind of bizarre. Like, they didn't really change his look from John Wick. So it's just kind of bizarre I keep on looking at him. I'm like, man, that's John Wick, man. That's not Neo. So I'm just kind of confused by that. But there's so many things here. Like, there's a younger black actor that's playing Morpheus. Why couldn't they get Lawrence Fishburne? I don't understand that. And there's certain hints that weird things is going on. Like the beginning of the trailer has that shot at the beginning of it, which looks eerily similar to the end of Matrix Revolutions. And so almost like a new iteration of the Matrix and trying to defeat it yet again. You know, people in like hot black leather and a lot of kung fu moves. It's the Matrix, man. What the hell you expect? I don't know, man. Like I said, I love that first movie. And that first movie had just enough intrigue and mystery and sci-fi elements that just really warped my brain in a really unique way. And I think the sequels went overboard. It was just too much CGI and too many characters, and it was just a bloated movie. And it was just a bloated mess. And I'm hoping that, if anything, they learn from their mistakes here. And I'm hoping that they understand what made the first Matrix successful and redo that. With today's technology and the world the way it is, I think this is a perfect time for the Matrix Resurrections. Are people willing to revisit the Matrix, though? Man, people might still have a bad taste in their mouth from those last two movies. You can justify it all you want, but at the end of the day, they ain't great flicks, man. And so, can Resurrections wipe the bad taste out of people's mouths? Well, I guess in December we're gonna find out, good or bad, man. But in the meantime, well, better get plugged in, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. That's for damn sure, guys. I'm very curious as to what you guys think about this. Definitely let me know, man. The old school days of going back to 1999. Man, everything gets revisited eventually. Man, childhood can be a wild ride when shit gets revisited when you get older. I'm not the same age I used to be. More gray, more cynical, but yet the same Matrix. Definitely let me know what you guys think about that. In the meantime, let's head into the second Walmart. Hopefully some goodies worth checking out. All right, everybody, in at the second Walmart. And what if I told you that even though we've gotten some really great release love so far at both Walmart and Target, the second Walmart is lacking just a little bit. I'm serious, guys. Like, not really any weird indie love this week, which is really kind of bizarre. One week, not so much. Another week, really plentiful. And this week, wah wah. Seriously, man. I guess it's just one of those off again, on again, and off again type of times for the second Walmart, which is weird. But then again, you know that next week will probably be crazy plentiful because, you know, that's just how this second Walmart is rolling, apparently. I mean, they still have some interesting things, actually. I mean, they have this huge Boss Baby display. Look at this. This huge Boss Baby display. Where is this ever at my Walmart that I go to all the time, man? No, it's at the second Walmart, man. And they actually honestly have a exclusive limited edition gift set for the Boss Baby, which we didn't see over at the first Walmart. It comes with the movie plus a 63-piece puzzle. Because, you know, little children who watch Boss Baby really want to work on puzzles. Whatever, it's an exclusive only at Walmart, so apparently they're betting on kids that want to play puzzles. Sure, why not, man? I mean, it's a cool display, actually. Really cool, dude. Why doesn't my Walmart get them? I mean, they have that, which is a really cool display. They also end up having another display, which, again, so jealous of, guys. And that is right there, baby. Yes, look at that. Black Widow, man. They have the Black Widow display. That is really cool, man. Look at that. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, cool. That is cool. Why don't some of my stores that I go to get cool displays like this anymore? Damn, dude. God. Never get those cool displays. Better luck next time, I suppose. But, yeah, I mean, they have all of this stuff from the previous week, but nothing new. Sad, but unfortunately, as I said, truth be told, guys. So that just means that we'll look forward to next week when hopefully there is some new release, weird indie love to look forward to. Not so much on this end of the spectrum, but hopefully more physical media to come. All right, everybody, we are at our fourth and final location, and when it comes to physical media, if you don't stop at Best Buy, it's a goddamn crime. Indeed, it is, man. Any place where physical media can be has to be explored, and Best Buy is definitely one of them. So, of course, we are at none other than Best Buy, baby, the beast. Best Buy, and it's been an interesting physical media week, hasn't it, man? A lot of really great releases, some really great surprises, a lot of movies to explore. So where will the beast take us? Hopefully new release love, hopefully exclusives, and a lot more to check out. Let's go in and give it a go. All right, everybody, we are in at Best Buy under the new releases, and where are the new releases? Like, there's literally nothing. It's like Mother Hubbard's cupboard over in this bitch. Like, seriously, man. I'm not seeing any of the new... Oh, shit. Well, that's not entirely true, because I do see one of the new releases. Motherfucker. Seriously, the first goddamn new release I see, and it happens to be the Blu-ray digital of Zola. Man, for $15.99, and that is too fucking high. Motherfucker. This goddamn annoyance of a fucking movie, man. I just look at this cover and I get fucking angry. Just looking at this thing, this movie just got under my skin. Man, it was just one of the worst viewing experiences. I literally wanted to jump out of my skin just so that I wouldn't see the fucking movie, man. God. Man, this movie is a fucking movie nightmare that really deserves to be in fucking movie jail. I'm serious, man. I mean, just the annoyance of the movie. The annoying characters, the annoying scenarios, the stupid, idiotic people. And you're like, God, these people actually really exist in real life. There's people that are like this. And you're like, damn, man. I hope natural selection takes them out, bro. Because I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I can deal with these type of people in real life, man. I don't know if I can do it. And I only got so much time for so much stupidity in my life, man. And this one takes the fucking cake. Holy shit. Damn. I mean, it's not like you can't make a good strippers on a crazy adventure type of movie. Because you can. It's been done before. Like, for instance, Striptease. Oh, yes. Come on, Striptease is really good, man. I mean, you get a little Demi Moore skin action. You get a really wild and crazy Burt Reynolds. Why wouldn't you like that, man? I mean, they have that one. I mean, you also have Hustlers, which Hustlers is really good, man. I know some people don't really dig it, but I happen to really enjoy it. I mean, you also get a little bit of Jennifer Lopez, dancing on the pole and strip action. You know what I'm saying? And, it's not half bad. What am I talking about? It's really good. I happen to like the damn movie. I think it's awesome, dude. And what a crazy, wild, ridiculous, true story that is, man. It was just really just one hell of an entertaining movie, man, that I really dug. I really like that one. I mean, you also have Magic Mike, which, despite the fact that it's men stripping naked, I happen to think it's a really cool movie, man. Really entertaining, great quirky characters, fun plot. The dancing is phenomenal in it. I mean, did I ever think that I'd like a movie where, like, Matthew McConaughey and Channing Tatum literally strip down to their skivvies? No, I didn't. Man, the things I can't unsee. But it really is very fun, man. It is a really fun movie, and surprise, surprise, it actually was quite entertaining. Just didn't think I'd ever think I'd like a man stripping movie. The things that life throws at you, folks. So, oh man, so they have that. But the one that beats them all, the one that takes the cake. Oh, and I think you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, man, you are missing out. And that is Showgirls, baby. My God, do you remember Showgirls? I hope you do, because if you don't, man, you got to get on that wild, crazy train. You really do, man. God, that is one crazy, wacky, ridiculous cheese of a film, man. My God, man. It is wild of a movie, man. And there is moments in there that just are pure hilarity. Like the moment when like the chick and the guy are like, I think in like the hot tub and they're having sex together. Like it's so like over dramatic. It's literally like they're having like 10 orgasms in one. And I'm thinking to myself, geez, I'd like what he's having. Like, I'm like, holy shit. I mean, it is so just bizarre of a movie that you can't help but be entertained by it. They just went so over the top that you gotta respect it, man. I mean, Paul Verhoeven, man, he swung for the fences for like the most weirdest, craziest, wildest stripper movie of all time. And truth be told, guys, he actually succeeded. I ain't gonna lie, man. He really did, dude. I mean, that is one wild movie, man. God damn, dude. I mean, those are fun, entertaining stripper movies. They are. I wish I could say the same for Zola, but I can't, man. I really can't. And, you know, some of the wild, crazy stuff at times reminds me of, like, Spring Breakers at moments. And I'm not even saying I hate that movie, because I don't hate Spring Breakers. There's a certain amount of entertaining quality to it. And I love James Franco's character of Alien. He makes the movie what it is. There is no alien in this movie. There is no character that, despite the rest of the film, you can really dig. There's nothing. It's just idiotic characters making idiotic decisions, and you despise every single one of them. You don't care what happens to a single fucking person, man. And Riley Keough, as much as I like her, man, I've liked her in certain things. Like, I've liked her in The Lodge. She was good in that, and she was good in Kiss of the Damned and Logan Lucky. I happen to like her in some of those movies, but here, she is just a fucking annoyance, man. She's just really just grates on you and your fucking nerves, man. And you're just like, honey, you're not from the fucking ghetto. And I know it's a movie, and I know that, you know, I shouldn't take it so seriously, but man, there are certain movies out there you just get so angered by. And this is one of them, man. I am serious, dude. This movie deserves to be in the fucking garbage bin. Not even the Dollar Tree, because this movie is not worth paying even a fucking dollar for, man. The Dollar Tree is too good for this fucking movie, man. Damn. I mean, I'm serious, dude. I mean, I don't know if they were trying to go for funny, or if they were trying to maybe be a sexy, smart dive into cultural norms. I mean, I don't even want to make any excuses for this fucking movie. It's just bad, guys. It's bad for bad sake, and it's bullshit, okay? I'm sorry, man. I wish I could say that this movie's good, dude, but I do not want you guys to experience this movie. I am dead serious, man. I am dead serious, dude. You can't undo stupid. And unfortunately, this movie proves that nobody, and I mean nobody, is untouched by stupid. And Zola, motherfucker, has all kinds of it. Son of a bitch. This, yeah, it's got sexy hot chicks in bikinis in it. Yeah, it's got dancing on poles. But honestly, please watch Showgirls. Man, I'll take Channing Tatum stripping numerous times in front of me over this shit. Because, man, if I have to experience this movie again, man, I'm going to tear my fucking eyes out. I am dead serious, man. You can't make me. You cannot make me watch this motherfucker again. And if you do, man, you better lock your fucking doors, because I'm coming after your ass. I'm just saying, man. I will not, never will I ever experience this motherfucker again. That's for damn sure, man. Damn. $15.99. Man, you better get one hell of a discount before you buy this motherfucker. Son of a bitch. Damn, man. I mean, there's nothing else over on this side whatsoever. I mean, other than that shitty movie. I mean, then over on this side, oof, yeesh. That's kind of more Mother's Hubbard covered, isn't it? Damn. I mean, they still got Rear Window. They have Vertigo, Mortal Kombat, and they do have a little bit of a thing. But outside of that, It's pretty scary over here. God, let's hope there's more to see. Well, in the back is just a little bit better. Thank God, man, because at first I was like, wait a second, am I getting punked? Thank God they have a little bit more media, man. We're showing up. I was getting worried there for a hot minute, man. They do have, thank God, they have Black Widow. Yes, thank goodness they got this, man. This is like the one thing they had to have. The 4K Blu-ray digital for $29.99, the Blu-ray digital for $24.99, and the DVD only for $19.99. Yeah. Oh, look at that hot, sexy, badass babe. Indeed she is, man. And you want to know what? I'm actually really happy that we're getting more female-led superhero comic book adventure movies. I'm really glad that we are, man, because when you look at Black Widow, she was entering into a boys' playground in a lot of ways. And I'm serious when I say that, because it was mainly a sausage fest. I mean, what do you want me to say, man? It's the truth. And she was coming into a situation where it was mainly a boys' club. And she had to try to, hang with the boys. And she did a really good job at it. She really did, man. I mean, she was sexy, but yet she held her own. She could do the action just as well as Chris Evans or Chadwick Boseman, Jeremy Renner, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth. She could hold her own, and I think it made for a really great, strong character that remained throughout the Marvel movies. And I think it's only a good thing, man. I mean, I'm glad that she was around. I'm glad that she was able to hang tough with all of the guys, man, because there's not as many female comic book superheroes that you might think there is. I mean, there is more than there was, but if you remember back in the day, the times of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and all these people drawing these characters and coming up with these stories, it was a man's world. It really was. And chicks weren't really known as superheroes. And that, over the years, has slowly but surely been chipped away. And that's a good thing, by the way, guys. It really is, because we've gotten some really great stuff because of it. You've had, obviously Supergirl that's been out there a lot. Obviously Catwoman. Well, Catwoman's not really a hero, but she has elements where she is able to become a hero. I mean, you have Batgirl, you have Wonder Woman, obviously Captain Marvel, Stargirl, and a lot of them that have come from the world of comic books since the creation of all of these heroes. And I think that's a good thing that we have that, man. And I think a lot of these females have broken ground. Again, something like Wonder Woman is an amazing movie that holds its own against any other comic book movie. I think Black Widow, even though it's not as good as some of the other MCU films out there, I think it's still a really strong entry. And she is a strong female character that I think it's good to have her out there. I think it's good to have that character out there for little girls that said, yes, you can be sexy. You can be, obviously a pretty girl, but you don't have to just be a statistic. You can actually be badass, and you can actually kick ass and take names and not have to be just another pretty face. And that's a good thing. I really do think it is, guys. Some people are going to agree with me, some people are not, but I think it's characters like this, whether it's Wasp, obviously Captain Marvel, and we're going to get a lot more of them going forward. I mean, we have Scarlet Witch, but we're going to get a lot more of these characters out there. I mean, characters like the female Loki, which I think she's really badass and really awesome. I think the female Loki is amazing. Of course, we're right around the corner soon to get the Hawkeye show, and there's going to be a really badass female in that. So do I say the tables are turning? No, I don't quite see the tables turning, but I feel like there's more equality now than there was even like 20, 30 years ago, which doesn't seem that far away, but it really is. And that we've come such a long way, and I think we're going to continue to do that. As we move forward, gender norms are going to change, the way we look at female superheroes are going to change, and that it's not just going to be a boys' playground anymore, that the women are definitely holding their own and continue to, and will continue to strive towards equality in some ways within the comic book genre. It's hard to change in this world, and we're so used to the men being the heroes. And I think it's a good thing that somebody like Black Widow and Wonder Woman and Supergirl and a lot of these characters are out there in the ether. A lot of the X-Men like Storm and Jean Grey, a lot of these people out there that are really great representations. And I hope that continues. I really honestly do, man. I mean, I'm somebody that grew up with comic books. I'm somebody that grew up with the gender norms of being a guy and the guy being the hero. I grew up in that time. And I even recognize that times are changing. And I'm happy that they are, man. And even though this movie is imperfect, I think it's good that we finally got her story out there. And I think it's good that Scarlett Johansson got a chance to really shine in her own movie. Because Lord knows she's been petitioning it for such a long time, man. And I'm so glad that she finally was able to get that movie. Good, bad, indifferent. Black Widow deserved it. She really did. And I think this movie honored her in a really great way, with really great action, amazing characters, and a great backstory that really made you understand who she is. And I really appreciated that, man. I really do, man. I mean, unfortunately, we're not going to get more Black Widow in this world. Unfortunately, her time is up. And it's a shame that it is. But I'd like to think that she went out in a really great, heroic way. Tragic, yes. But at the end of the day, I think her sacrifice meant a lot. And I'm glad that Marvel didn't just set her aside and forget about her and move on to the next thing. That they honored her by making this movie. And that's a good thing, man. It really is. Movie's not perfect. And when you look back at Phase 4, this will probably be one of the weaker entries. But at the end of the day, when it comes to female comic book characters and them getting their just due, I think Black Widow is one of the better ones. I really do, man. Not half bad. I really enjoyed it. Truly. I mean, you get deleted scenes, gag reel, sister's gonna work it out, introduction, and go big if you're going home. Not bad at all. I think some people are complaining that this is a one-off and that it's just going to be a one and done with a simple story and nothing that's really going to carry over. But I do feel like certain characters are going to continue on with the franchise. I think Yelena definitely is. I'd love to see more Red Guardian. And I like the idea at the end of this movie that there is repercussions for all these agents that are out here in the world. And the fact that that could come back to bite them in the ass. That there is going to be reverberations from this movie in future MCU films, and I'm glad for that. It's a movie. When it comes to Marvel, you got to understand that nothing is ever truly one-off. There's always elements, there's always things that are going to continue to be there, and I really feel like Black Widow is going to be one of those ones that, you know, years from now, there's certain storylines that are going to develop, and we're going to look back at this movie and say, oh, they did some really clever things here that really carried over. Maybe it doesn't seem like it right now, but wait in about 5 or 10 years' time. And I think we're going to be looking at this film in a very different way. It'll be very interesting. Look, I trust in my Lord and Savior, Mr. Feige, okay? I trust in him. and I think he's earned that trust. So when I look at Black Widow, not perfect, not the best, but it gets the job done. Of course, Best Buy had to supply the straight-to-DVD, Blu-ray Bruce Willis goodness, didn't they? Of course they did. Yes, back again with Out of Death. Of course, man. Come on, Bruce. You can do it. I believe in you. You can act. I believe you can. No, I really don't. I've kind of given up on you, Bruce. But with Jamie King, however, man, she does, and I truly mean this, she does carry the movie. I mean, really does. She carries it on her shoulders, and she does a great job, man. She really does. And I've liked Jamie King over the years, man. I mean, she was really good in Slackers. I liked her in Fanboys. My Bloody Valentine she was good in as well. Not half bad there. Of course, everybody remembers her from Sin City, of course, playing Goldie. Yes, her name was Goldie. She's great in that movie, man. This is great. I mean, she wasn't too bad in like The Spirit either, but that movie's not really hot. She's also been in a turd or two, I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, white chicks. Anybody? I mean, yeah. Oh god, that movie's fucking terrible, man. Good god. I mean, she was also in that really terrible Silent Night remake. That, man, nobody came out of that one looking good, man. Of course, she was also in Bulletproof Monk. Do you remember Bulletproof Monk? Man, that's kind of one of those forgotten movies. Chow Yun-fat and Sean William Scott. Yeah, not really all that great. I can understand why it's forgettable, man. I really can, dude. I mean, Jamie King has done some good stuff and done some not so good stuff. But honestly, I think she's a pretty solid actress when she gets the right role, man. I mean, I'm not saying that this is the right role, but honestly, she plays a really good character here of a woman that is in such desperation to survive that she will do anything. And I just love the idea of survive or be killed, survival of the fittest, so to speak, and she does a really great job in that. I mean, say what you will about Bruce Willis that really don't give a shit. No more, he's just collecting a paycheck. But there is certain actors who still give a shit out there, guys, and Jamie King happens to be one of them. Sorry he had to carry the load for Bruce Willis, but I mean, shit, somebody's got to. And Demi Moore sure as shit ain't doing it no more. So, it lands on you, at least for this movie. I mean, one movie, Megan Fox did it. Now Jamie King is doing it. I think Frank Grillo did it one film. I mean, Jesus, man. I mean, who's going to carry the weight next? Man, I can't wait to see that poor son of a bitch. Jesus Christ. Oh, man, like I said, it's not a bad movie. You do get the behind-the-scenes cast and crew, not bad. But again, it's just your average movie. But some performances end up elevating it just a little bit, and Jamie King is one of them. But, hint, hint, it ain't Bruce Willis. A little bit of Western love with Catch the Bullet. Blu-ray digital for $15.99. Okay. Look at this. Jay Pickett, Peter Facinelli, Tom Skerritt, yes. The sun never sets on vengeance. So, okay. A little lawman takes vengeance into his own hands, perhaps? Let's see what this is about. Ooh, a good old cowboy standoff, huh? This powerful Western starring Peter Facinelli shows what happens when you push a good man too far. Britt McMasters, man, what a great fucking name that is, man. I love that name. Oh, U.S. Marshal returns from a mission to find his father wounded and his son kidnapped by the outlaw Jed Blake. Man, every fucking time, man, some motherfucker's got to be called Jed. Oh, the Old West, man. God. I feel bad for the poor sons of bitches that had to be called Jed, man. However, Jed Clampett is pretty cool. But that's like the only Jed that's ever really fucking cool, man. I'm glad that sort of name has went the way of the dinosaur. We don't really need more Jeds in the world, folks. Hot on their trail, Britt forms a posse with a gunslinging deputy and a stoic Pawnee tracker. But both Jed and Britt tread dangerously close to the Red Desert CO territory. Which pose a menace for greater than either can imagine. Ah, nice. Peter Fasinelli being a badass lawman. I don't know. Can I really believe that the doctor from Twilight can be badass? Can I really believe that? I don't know, man. I mean, if he's not sparkling, just saying. I mean, and also, come on, he's the same guy that got dumped by Jennifer Love Hewitt in Can't Hardly Wait. That guy's no badass. Okay, no fucking way, man. He can try, but succeed? I don't think he's pulling that one off, folks. I don't know. But Tom Skerritt, on the other hand, man, Tom Skerritt, I love, man. Steel Magnolias, he was awesome. And Alien. Oh, Tom Skerritt is fucking awesome, man. I love Tom Skerritt, dude. Great, man. I don't know. I mean, I like a good Western from time to time, but I like the old school stuff, man. Like the High Noons of the world, I really love. You know, Unforgiven, those type of movies. That's what I really enjoyed back in the day, man. A lot of the newer Westerns, not so much, but it's not that they can't be good. I mean, I look at something like 3:10 to Yuma, which is actually pretty fucking solid of a movie, pretty damn good movie, man. But I more stick to the old school stuff, like The Quick and the Dead, which is an amazing movie, man. I mean, some of that old school stuff I really love. Newer stuff doesn't really pique my fancy, but it's not to say that they can't be good, but they are a diamond in a dozen. And the Twilight Doctor that got dumped by Jennifer Love Hewitt, well, I think you've got more problems than hunting Jed down. I completely forgot that they were putting out a 4K of this week. Oh man, that's great to see Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters for 1999. Oh man, a badass Jeremy Renner and Gemma Arterton in fairy tale land. Revenge is sweeter than candy. Damn right it is. Oh man, I watched this in the movie theater with Bob. Man, we had a really fun time with this film. I just love that they take the fairy tale idea of Hansel and Gretel and turn it completely upside down into this R-rated, blood-soaked revenge action movie. And it's so fucking cool. It really is great, man. I think it's badass. With cool weaponry and great action scenes. I love sort of the fairy tale aspect with like the witches and that they have to hunt down every single one of those bitches. I love it, man. I think it's really cool. I've always kind of dug this, and I've always kind of loved certain movies that take the fairy tale aspect and turn it on its head. Whether it's this movie or Gretel and Hansel, really very dark and twisted, or even something like Shrek. You know, Shrek doing something that turns it into something quirky and very comedic and charming. I've always loved that. Whether it was Jack the Giant Slayer, which is a pretty cool one as well. The Brothers Grimm. I mean, I've always enjoyed those type of stuff. I mean, I'm a fan of the old school fairy tale stuff from back in the day. I mean, my parents read that stuff to me anyways, so I know the stuff, but it's nice to always get movies that do something unique and different and outside the box, and I've always thought this one was really cool, man. I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea to go more R-rated and crazy blood-soaked insanity like this, but I appreciated it for what it was, and I just thought it was a fun and entertaining as hell movie, man. I really did. Oh, nice. The 4K. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, it is a really good film, though, man. It is really good and just entertaining and funny and just an action spectacle. They did a good job with this, man, and it kind of sucks because they had set up for a sequel and they never happened, and I was so wanting a sequel to this. I wanted them to continue to hunt down these sort of fairy tale creatures and continue their blood-soaked vengeance, man, and it never was gonna happen, but that's a damn shame. But man, this movie though, if you're into fairy tales but slightly skewed and turned on its head into something way different than what you remember, boy, Hansel and Gretel is definitely something that's worth checking out, man. It is fun, man. I had a blast with this movie, and it definitely might be time for a revisit. That is for damn sure. Not bad, man. That's cool, man, to see that. Pretty nice. Not bad at all. They've also got Perfect Blue, the Steelbook there, a little animated action for all you guys and gals out there. Not bad. Looking pretty good there. But overall, not bad. I mean, not fantastic, but not too bad either. I mean, mind you, they ran out of the Steelbook of Black Widow, but come on, you had to guess that they were going to run out of it. That's going to be a popular Steelbook, and boy, you're going to have to pay a shitload on eBay. Good luck on that one, guys. If you're looking for it, well, you're going to have to pay all kinds of shit for that one, man. I'm telling you. But overall, though, not going to lie, some really good stuff overall, man. Solid this week. Not great, but not terrible, but just enough. Not half bad. Let's head out. Yes. The trials, tribulations of Best Buy. Oh yeah, indeed, guys. I mean, they had a little bit of new release love, not a huge plentiful amount, but just enough, dare I say. However, they didn't have everything I thought they'd have. I mean, they didn't have the Boss Baby sequel, which I was like, I thought they would definitely have that. No, they didn't have that one. And of course we didn't see the Black Widow Steelbook, but then again, that is gonna sell like hotcakes, guys, so who can really blame me, you know what I'm saying? But they did have a little bit. I mean, we got a little Bruce Willis action. Okay, we're not gonna give Bruce Willis any credit on this one, guys. We will not do that anymore with Bruce Willis. Give him credit for shit that he does not deserve, damn it. Oh, that's for damn sure. I mean, we got a little bit of indie western love, a little 4K upgrade, Fairy Tales Gone Bloody, and God, why do we have to see Zola? Honestly, if any movie needs to get canceled, that seems like the right one to do it. Seriously. Any copy you find, burn it. Please. You'll be forever in my debt. God, please, Lord. I don't want to see that movie anywhere. Oh, man. Yeah, we saw a little bit of new release love, but as long as we found Black Widow, well, it makes the week all the more worth it, ain't it? Oh, yes. Everybody had Black Widow, the big new release of the week, and a sprinkling of some interesting physical media love in between. Not have bad, guys. Not have bad at all here at the Beast. Could be better, but I'll take what I can get. When it comes to physical media, you have to. And the Beast supplies a little bit of love, and I'll take a little bit of love. I could always take more. I mean, hello, I'm a physical media lover. I could always take more, but I'll take what I can get, guys. You know that, and I hope you do too. But how about we leave the Beast alone and head back home to finish the video. Alright, everybody. That'll do it for the Blu-ray and DVD out and about video this week. And let me tell you something, man, this was pretty good, wasn't it? I mean, we got some really great new release love, we got some indies here and there, some good 4K upgrades. I gotta tell you, as I've told you many times before, going into the fall, man, there's something about it that kicks physical media into high gear. It really does, man. A lot of the stuff from summer finally coming over, a lot of really great sales starting to creep in, and some older media getting a little bit of a new release dust off. There is some really great stuff happening as of late, man, and for any physical media lover out there, boy, this is the time. That is for damn sure. Now, yeah, we didn't see everything this week. There were certain steelbooks that we didn't see, and some releases here and there that the stores didn't quite have, but honestly, when you're talking about the stores, some things we're going to get, other things are going to be missed. It happens, man. But as long as you can find a good majority of it, and we definitely did, gotta tell you, it ain't half bad, guys. Ain't half bad at all. I hope you guys enjoyed some of the wonderful physical media love. Hope you guys checked out something good. If you did, definitely let me know. As far as I'm concerned, well, I got some very interesting stuff this time around. Indeed, I did. The first release that I got happened to have come from the P.O. Box, and that is none other than Georgia Rule. I'm gonna give this one a chance, guys. To be fair, I am definitely going to give it a chance, man. can't quite say I'm anticipating another Lindsay Lohan performance, but I am going to. And the reason why was because you guys sent this to me. Now, I am somebody that does not take that for granted. Not at all. Not one single bit I don't. Because I know you guys have spent your hard earned money sending me stuff. And you don't have to do that. That's not expected. But you guys have went out of your way through the kindness of your hearts to do that. And that truly means a lot. It's not lost on me. And so whether I like this movie or not, good, bad, indifferent, whatever, it's staying in the collection. And everything you guys have sent me stays in the collection. It does. Because I value what you guys send me. And so, not that I was anticipating another Lindsay Lohan acting performance, but I am going to give it a chance and I'm going to keep it in the collection because you guys go out of your way to send me something, and that really means a lot to me. And I really feel that in order to honor you guys, that it should be proper for me to keep these movies in the collection. So, regardless of how I think about it, well, it is staying. So, let's hope it's a good one, guys. Let's hope indeed, man. So, I got that. Now, the other thing I got, well, if I didn't get this, I think you guys would have killed me. I think you guys would have thought me crazy. Hell, I thought I would be crazy if I didn't get it. Being such a big MCU fan, it only makes sense that I got Black Widow, baby. Yes! Oh, look at that. Sexy. And one badass babe. Indeed, man. Now, I picked up the Blu-ray digital with the red case. Now, I know some of you guys are going to be like, wait a minute, you didn't pick up the 4K? And I got to admit, I was really digging the red cover here, man. I just think it's so cool that they did a red Blu-ray case for this. I think it's really awesome, man. And there's not many times that studios have really done this, put out a different color case. There's only been minor exceptions over the long period of time, and only a small amount that Marvel has ever really done it, man. Like I said before, with Age of Ultron or The Incredible Hulk, that they did that. And this is just cool, man. And I just love it, and I had to get this one. I just did. And I like the cover to it, so why not? And I just wanted the movie in my collection. I really do. I know this movie is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I know that maybe people went in with high expectations. Maybe people thought, well, now that the character is gone, why are we getting this now? And some people thought that it just is kind of a one-off that really doesn't matter. I still really love this movie, man. I love the action to it. I love the characters. I think the comedy is really rock solid here. And I think it's a great movie that honors the character of Black Widow and honors what Scarlett Johansson has done with that character and her involvement in the MCU. I really do think it's a phenomenal film, and I do believe that there will be threads that are going to continue on from this movie, and I can't wait to see where it goes next. At the end of the day, it's not a perfect movie, it's not a perfect MCU movie, and wherever you rank this film, it's probably not going to be high on the list. But I still think it's a solid comic book movie, and for a character like Black Widow, who so deserved an origin story, who so deserved her own solo film, I think this works in spades. So I definitely wanted this one in a big bad way, man. And with the red case, how could I resist, baby? How could I? I honestly couldn't, guys. So, yes, I picked up Black Widow. No brainer, I know, but I still wanted to get it regardless, man. Also, at Best Buy, this one I was really anticipating, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe they have this. And I was like, it's not in the collection. I've been wanting it for a while, and a little 4K upgrade love, I'll take it. And that is none other than Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, baby. Oh, man. damn, do I really dig this movie. I truly do, man. I think Jeremy Renner is badass here. I think Gemma Arterton is fucking phenomenal, man. I really dig the hell out of this movie, and I like how they took the whole angle of this fairy tale and turned it into this R-rated bloodfest. Like I thought it was cool, man. It's not everyone's preferred idea of doing a fairy tale movie, and I'm sure some people got turned off by it, but I like that they went and did something a little darker, a little more twisted, and I truly appreciated it, man. I really did. I loved it. I had a fun and entertaining time when I watched it the first time around, and I've always wanted it in the collection, but I've never gotten it. And it seemed like a perfect time to finally have it, man, with the great slipcover. Oh, very nice. Yeah. Definitely one I wanted in the collection, and I'm damn glad to finally have it, man. Little Hansel and Gretel love. Didn't hurt nobody. Indeed it didn't, baby. I got that. I also ended up getting in the mail through Orbit DVD. And this is one that I used to have in the collection a long time ago on DVD. And when I knew they had it in stock, the Blu-ray, I decided, man, this is going to be one worth getting. And that is Black Sheep, baby. Black Sheep. Get ready for the violence of the lambs. Oh man. This movie, man, what a twisted, weird, fucked up movie, man. This is an odd one. Basically, it's almost like a werewolf version of a sheep film. Like it is. It's really weird, man. Like they're attacking the people and almost ripping them up like they're zombies, and if they bite you and you survive, you start to turn into one of them. Like, man, what the fuck? Like weird zombie werewolf shit in like a weird black comedy about killer sheep. Oh man. I remember when I watched this so many years ago, and it was so bizarre and it was so quirky and weird that I couldn't help but love it, man. I love the effects in here with the killer sheep and the weird transformation scenes, the blood and gore here. I love the awkward comedy. There's something about it that is really twisted but kind of fun, man. And whoever thought there would be a really great black horror comedy like this out there in the world, but I'm kind of so glad that it is, man. And I used to have the DVD, and I got rid of the DVD years ago, and man, I'm just kind of glad to get it back in the collection, especially on Blu-ray, man. It is obviously a more foreign release, but since I have a region-free player, and by the way, if you don't have a region-free player, you probably should invest in it, because it is pretty damn worth it, because you get some really great releases overseas, kind of like Black Sheep, man. Oh man, what a weird, fucked up movie, man. But so good and just so entertaining, and I love it so much, man. And I just had to get it back in the collection, man. Love it. I love that shit. Weird, quirky, man, but it is so worth it, man. And last, but certainly not least, now last week I talked to you guys that I picked up Short Circuit 2 on Blu-ray. Well, if I have Short Circuit 2 now, I can't just have it without the original, can I? I can't. So I had to get Short Circuit, baby. I had to finally get it. Oh, yes. Number 5 is alive. Indeed it is, baby. My God, man, do I love this movie. Ali Sheedy, Steve Guttenberg, man. This is when Steve Guttenberg was the man. Indeed he was, man. God, I do really love this movie, man. I've said how much I really do dig Short Circuit 2, but this is the more iconic film, and it really honestly is, man. Whether it's the comedy, whether it was seeing Johnny Five in action, whether the evil Johnny Fives or like the good Johnny Five and the battles, I really love that. The quirky comedy, the sort of fish out of water tale of this sort of killer robot finally learning to trust humans and learn about the world, and the sort of quirky relationship that he has with this chick. Like, I kind of like it. I really have always dug this film, especially when I was a kid. And I was like, man, this is one that I really, really needed to get in the collection. I actually used to have the DVD years ago, and I mean like many, many years ago. And when I was sort of paring down the collection, I had gotten rid of it, and I knew that this had gotten released from Second Sight Films, and I always wanted to get it. And it's been one of those releases where I'm like, oh yeah, eventually I'll pick it up down the road. I'll get it at some point. And there were other things to get, and other movies to grab, and other announcements that happened, and I just kept pushing this movie off more and more and more. Oh, I'm gonna pick it up eventually. And I decided, well, eventually happens to be now, so I'm gonna get it. And I'm damn glad that I did, man. It's just, there's not many movies like Short Circuit anymore. I mean, they tried with a movie like Chappie, and Chappie really fails spectacularly. I know there's some people out there that like that, but that movie, man, can't even touch Short Circuit, not even just a little bit. This movie is so iconic and so fun and extremely entertaining. It deserves a place among a lot of really great nostalgic movies from the 80s, man, and this is definitely one of the best ones. That is for damn sure, man. God, I love this. So now, along with Short Circuit 2, I can finally say that I have Short Circuit as well, and I can complete the double feature action. Well, that could be an interesting double feature. That's for damn sure. A little Johnny Five action. I'll take it, baby. Indeed, I will, man. And some really great stuff, man. Some really great, fantastic releases that I got. Let's put it this way. Some more stuff for the collection. That's well worth it. And before I let you guys go, I want to talk about a very interesting dilemma that people are having. Another topic on the streaming wars. Yes, indeed. And this one got a lot of people a little hot and heavy, dare I say. So, if you didn't know, Peacock has decided that they are going to stream same day, theatrical, and on streaming for Halloween Kills. They decided this not too long ago. And my God, man, talk about the blowback that has happened because of it. And there's been a lot of blowback, guys. There truly, honestly has, man, on this one. And people are just pissed about it. They're like, oh my God, I thought this was only theatrical, and now they're putting on the streaming, and then it's going to ruin its earning potential. And it's like, oh my God, why would Peacock do this? And there were so many people up in arms about it. And here's the thing about it. Whether you agree with it or not, and I'm not sure I 100% agree with it, but I understand why Peacock is doing what they're doing on this. And the honest to God reason is that it's really based on the numbers. And that's what it is. And I know you guys are thinking, wait a minute, what do you mean by the numbers? I'm talking about the subscriber numbers. So here's the deal, guys. Peacock probably looks at its subscriber base, right? It looks at the numbers of how many people are actually subscribing to their streaming channel. And they look at the numbers, and they're noticing that they're probably not that high right now. Not compared to Disney Plus or Hulu, Netflix, you name it. And they're probably thinking to themselves, how can we get our foot in the door where people are going to want to subscribe to our streaming service? How are we going to get butts in the seats, so to speak? And they're like, well, we need to offer something that they can have at home in the comfort of their home, that they can enjoy, and it's exclusive, and they feel that it's worth the price to actually sit down and watch it. So what do they have? Well, if you're Universal and you have this Peacock streaming channel, well, you technically have a couple of movies, big heavy hitters. Yeah, it could be only theatrical, but why stop there? Why not actually have it on the streaming service for anyone to enjoy when they want, as long as they subscribe to the service? Now, this is nothing new, okay? And Peacock is just following the examples of other people, like Disney Plus and like HBO Max. In fact, who can really blame Peacock for doing any of this stuff? And it's honestly the truth, guys, because HBO Max and Disney Plus started down this road, right? I remember when HBO Max announced this. Oh, we're getting same day theatrical and at home. And boy, they got so much blowback and so much pushback from it. But they opened this door. And once people started getting used to watching stuff at home, and then HBO Max says, well, wait a second, we're not going to do that in 2022. What you get in 2021, that's only a year. And after that, it's only going to be theatrical, and we're not going to do that. And then they realized, holy shit, what happens if we lose all those subscribers that we gain so they can watch stuff at home? We're not going to have anything to offer them worth a damn. So we need to keep this going. And so they decided, well, actually, guys, we were just kidding. I mean, we're going to have stuff in 2022 for you guys that's in theaters as well. We're just pulling your leg a little bit. Come on. And because once you open the door, once you end up opening the box, so to speak, you can't go back. You can't put the rabbit back in the hat again. People already have seen it. You can't do that. You can't give somebody something and then take it away once they've gotten used to it. You can't do that. And HBO Max realized that. And HBO Max has gained a shit ton of subscribers because of it. So if they were to take it away, they lose revenue, they lose subscribers, and they just can't do that. So now Peacock says we're going to do the HBO Max Disney Plus model. But there is a price to pay for this. And just so Peacock knows this, just so Universal understands this, that there is a price to pay for doing this. On one hand, you putting Halloween Kills on your streaming platform is a great move for the streaming platform itself, right? It's going to get more eyes on it. People are going to actually want it. And they are going to subscribe in order to get it. That is a big thing. And I'm sure you have to subscribe to a certain tier and, price level in order to get it. I'm sure you have to, obviously. But by doing that, you have to continue to deliver on that. And that's going to be the problem. Because you're going to get a lot of eyes on you. You're going to get a lot of butts in the streaming platform seats. The problem with that is that once Halloween Kills is done, and once it's been out in theaters for a long time, and then it's on physical media, you name it, what else will Peacock have in order to entice you to come back, right? They have to do more. And so it's not just going to be a Halloween Kill situation. It's going to be, they're going to look at the rest of their roster of movies that are coming out. They're going to look at the future and they're going to say, we have to put more stuff on the streaming platform in order to get more people to stay with what we have. Honestly, as I told you earlier, it's all about the streaming platforms now. That's what it's about. And so this has become a competitive market now. It really has. Because now it's not just the Netflixes of the world. It's Peacock. It's CBS All Access. It's Hulu. It's Disney Plus. And so many other platforms that are out there now that are trying to get your eyes on the product. And in order to do that, they need to go to more extreme measures in order to do it. You have to remember, these companies have paid a crap ton of money in order to set these platforms up, to get all of the content and get it back from certain other platforms in order for you to watch it so that it's exclusivity. And so now they've spent all this money, they've spent all this time setting everything up, and they are now too large to fail. And so now they have to keep on putting things out more and more and constantly to keep you more engaged in order for you to still spend your hard-earned money. That is why on Disney Plus it's like, okay, we had WandaVision, and then right after WandaVision it was Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and right after Falcon and the Winter Soldier it was Loki, and right after Loki it's What If, and it's like it keeps on going, and after that, oh, there's gonna be another Star Wars show, because they need to keep the content going. Because if they don't keep the content flowing, then people are going to unsubscribe. And when they unsubscribe, they lose more and more revenue. And so they are invested now. This is a truly huge investment that they cannot walk away from now. They just cannot do it. And obviously, theatrical release be damned, because they just are not really caring about it anymore. I'm not saying they're 100% not caring about it, but it's not the be-all end-all like it used to be. The pandemic changed everything, and it really did. And you know, I've heard so many people over the course of a year, or even more, that have said to me, Seth, well, when this whole thing blows over, when the pandemic is officially done, and we can officially go back to the way things used to be, and it'll all go back to normal, right? The streaming platforms will be there, but it'll be full-on theatrical, and everything will go back to the status quo. And I've been trying to tell you guys for the longest time that that's not going to happen. We are past that now. Going back to the status quo is just simply not going to happen. It's just not. That is a myth. It's never going to go back to the way it used to be. And there's so many industries, and there's so many scenarios that you wish could go back to the way it used to be, but that's just simply not the truth, man. And this is one of them. Theatrical releases, movie theaters used to be the huge giant that it used to be. Huge, gigantic. No one would fuck with movie theaters. Studios wouldn't. They would bow down to them. And this pandemic has changed the scenario completely. It's been torn apart. It's been ripped apart. And so now these streaming platforms, these companies feel more empowered by the fact that they can put this stuff out and get the revenue from their streaming services, which most likely is almost 100% of the revenue and the profits, and not have to share them with a movie studio. Of course, they're still going to put stuff out in movie theaters. Of course, they're still going to want to get revenue from movie theaters, but maybe it's not as exclusive as it used to be. That they can put it on these other sites, and maybe there's a certain level of confidence that these streaming sites will deliver. Because they have to deliver. Because if they don't, well, let's put it this way, man. Failure is just not an option here. It really isn't. And if you're upset by Halloween Kills, then you should have been upset by Black Widow. You should have been upset by Jungle Cruise. You should have been upset by Raya and the Last Dragon, or Luca, and a lot of these other ones. You can't blame Peacock for doing something that other people are already doing. And so you might not like it, and you might think that this is a deterrent to go to the theater, or that it's a possibility that they'll lose revenue, but at the end, these streaming services are what they are at this point. And in order to succeed, they're going to have to do things that maybe 2 years ago wouldn't even seem reasonable to do, but now it's literally a necessity at this point, guys. So honestly, I'm going to watch Halloween Kills in a movie theater. I'm going to watch it in a movie theater. I'm going to enjoy it on the big screen, but the pandemic has changed things. And some people just don't want to deal with other people in a crowded movie theater potentially coughing on you and sneezing. And if this is a way to get around that, then companies are going to do that. And also, look, the movie theater situation, yeah, I love being back, but people are on their phones, people, talking like crazy, crying kids, screaming kids. I mean, the theatrical experience has slowly been taking a hit for a long while now, man. And so who can really blame studios for doing this, man? I'm not saying that the theatrical experience is dying, because I think it's going to stick around for a long time. But honestly, they've taken a hit. And these studios have seen an opportunity to go a different route. And if they could take out the middleman, why not? it sounds bad, but if you're a Disney, if you're a Universal, if you're a Warner Brothers, and you're looking at profit margins, if you're looking at, the money aspect of it, and you put as much money as you have on these streaming platforms, well, like it or not, but it's a move they're willing to make. They're willing to give it a go. Movie theaters be damned. I'm kind of curious as to what you guys think about this one, man. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's still going to be in movie theaters. You can still enjoy it, but maybe maybe it is worth it to put it on the platform just for the people who want it. And if you don't want to pay for a subscription service, you don't have to pay for it. But just know that in the future, there is going to be a lot more exclusive content on these streaming platforms because there has to be. There's no other choice. And if they have to play around with the release model on movies and take some of these movies that you were anticipating in the theater and put it on streaming, and if you think that this is the end of it, if you think that it's dying off, man, think again. This is just the beginning. And it's going to get crazier from here. I'm curious as to what you guys think. Definitely let me know. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give it the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray and DVD out and about videos I do every single week. Check out the theatrical movie reviews with my friends, movie hunting like Dollar Tree hunts, live streams, Blu-ray pickup videos, and much, much more. If you love movies and physical media, hit subscribe and become part of the Film Fan Nation. I want to thank my really great subscribers out there. You guys are amazing, wonderful, awesome. You give me great feedback. You watch the videos, and I love everything that you have given me as far as like love and just embracing this channel, and I really appreciate it, man. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely do that. Also click that notification bell so you'll be notified every single time that I make a video. Also, keep up to date with everything I'm doing through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. FilmFan108, keep up to date with everything I'm doing. Special pictures and videos I do from time to time on social media as well. And if you want to send the channel any movie-related love posters, care packages, physical media, you can do it. The P.O. box is in the description below. Yes, sometimes I get some movies that are not exactly high on my radar, but whatever you send me is absolutely worth it, and I cherish everything you guys send me. So if you are interested, you can definitely do that as well. Alright guys, this was a crazy wild ride of a physical media week, and it is only going to get crazier from here. So I will see you back next week for a brand new Blu-ray DVD out and about video. Take care everybody, and remember, happy hunting.